brothers and sisters, the problems we face are real, but so are the solutions. We can rebuild our economy, we can create jobs, we can restore faith in governance, but we must commit to the hard work of change. You were not appointed to occupy space. You were appointed to solve problems. Let me remind you of the social contract we have entered into. The Ghanaian people expect us to deliver, and we must not with excuses, but with results. I've said before and I repeat now, this is the legacy term of my presidency. I intend to make it count. I intend for it to matter. And I expect that every member of this administration will do the same. We must work with a sense of urgency, and President Jonathan spoke about the 4-year term. Our young people are tired of waiting interminably. Our farmers, our workers, our entrepreneurs, especially our women and youth, want to see policies that work for them. They want fairness, they want opportunity, they want to live in dignity and prosperity. Indeed, they are not asking for handouts. They're asking to be given a fair shot. And let's give them just that. The task before us requires leadership that is empathetic, that is disciplined and accountable, leadership that is not defined by titles, but by service, that is not defined by slogans, but by substance. And so I issue this challenge to each of you to lead your sectors with vision and integrity, to champion innovation, make decisions based on facts and data and not on guesswork. Spend public funds wisely and judiciously. Reject opulence. And never forget, your first duty is to the people of Ghana and not to your own political survival, not to the applause you will get, and not to your personal gain. I want each of you to leave this retreat with a clarity of purpose and with the humility to keep learning. This job is not about knowing it all. It is about listening. For example, I'll stay true to the values. And please remember, when any of us fall short, I will not hesitate to act. I didn't think that was what you would clap for. Let us leave here with renewed determination. Let us work not for applause, but for results. Let us lead with honor, and let us remember always that the true measure of our success will be the lives we touch and the legacy we leave behind. And finally, let me remind us all that the destiny of our party and our future success depends on the legacy that this current administration will establish. And so we must give it our all. We must work together to make our party's future successful. I therefore have the privilege and honor to declare this executive leadership program duly open.
invoices of payments, it was $178 million that was paid. So right away, there was a difference of $2 million. So we asked that $2 million be paid back by JA Plant Pool. We also realized that 190 pieces of equipment were added and cleared without payment of tax. In other words, they were added to the list as if they were tax exempt. I asked the investigators to go back, look at the HS code, and for those of you, HS code is a harmonized code that the customs officers use to determine the classification and taxes applicable to goods. When they did the analysis following the HS code, it came out that 38.7 million Ghana cedis of taxes were evaded. So in respect of the two sums, that is the $2 million, JH Plant Pool has been asked, we have made a demand on them to pay that money. Then when it comes to the taxes, we have asked GRA, because under the tax laws, it is GRA that can make a demand for the payment of the taxes. So we've asked that GRA should make a demand for the 38.7 million. Now that is our investigators' assessment. GRA may come out with a different figure because they are the tax experts. So our investigators' figure may be confirmed or even adjusted upwards depending on what the GRA says. Now, when it comes to the issue of over-invoicing, we noticed that they were over-invoiced by between, that is the equipment, the drip equipment were over-invoiced by between 100 to 300%. All right? So I give you an example, because we need diligent investigation so that when I send a case to court, we don't have any doubt that criminality has occurred. So, ladies and gentlemen, prosecutions have commenced in the SkyTrain and National Service scandals. In the case of the latter, we have filed charges against the former Chief Executive, Executive Director, Osea Sibe Entry, and his deputy, Gifty Owari. Charges are being prepared against the rest of the public officers and the so-called marketplace vendors. In all, we intend to file about 10 cases in the NSA scandal and will use some of the public officers and vendors as prosecution witnesses. Now, this is a strategy that is working very well for us, and we intend to continue to use that strategy. In a situation where there is a small criminal among big criminals, and the small criminal knows a lot, it is better as a matter of prosecutorial strategy to use a small criminal to get the information in order to be able to succeed, and that is what I'm doing. Also, I wish to announce that the Auditor General has conducted a forensic audit into the NSA, the National Service scandal, and the total amount of money stolen or illegally spent now stands at 2.2 billion, and not the 548 million that was uncovered by my investigators as at June 2025. And then, ladies and gentlemen, I have here a copy of the Auditor General's report. Again, painstaking investigation is very important in criminal matters. And so, based upon what the Auditor General has done, and this is a forensic audit, okay? Forensic audit means that they've gone beyond what ordinary, auditing would have done. And so, we are going to, based upon this, in some cases, change the charge, amend our charge sheet in order to bring fresh charges. Investigations are still ongoing in respect of the following matters: All African Games, mathematical sets, Bank of Ghana new building, stadia renovation, and National Cathedral. In the case of the National Cathedral, we have actually requested that the Auditor General should conduct another forensic audit, and he's being held by one of the big four accounting companies to be able to do this.
I think I was pregnant with my third daughter, and I almost had the baby in Hawaii.
Raw FM 100.5 100.5 Accra FM.
Again, working with women farmers, I almost had my last born.
Raw FM 100.5 Accra FM.
Again, Upper West region. At some point, I had to tell the drivers, please stop the car. I need to get out of the car. You feel like something is happening to you, but you don't know what it is. We finally got to work. The minister at the time, the Secretary of State, looked at me and he said, please, excuse me, I'm coming in a minute. I said, where are you going? I said, I'll be back soon. He rushed into the room and came back and said, your husband says they'll bring a helicopter to pick you. Yes. That's how much I cared about women farmers. So if today, my niece is doing the same thing, I'm not surprised. Not only that she's my niece, but that she can see what I saw at that time. That women farmers need help. We need to help the women farmers so that they can improve and increase their farms. Let us continue to champion policies that protect women farmers, to invest in initiatives that promote sustainable farming, and ensure that every woman working in agriculture is given respect, dignity, and opportunities, the opportunities that she deserves. As we move forward, ladies and gentlemen, Nanano, you feed a community when you empower a woman in agriculture. I'm going to repeat it. As my granddaughter always tells me, let me repeat it for you, Grandma. I think you didn't hear me. I know you heard me, but I needed to say this so that you know I have grandchildren. As we move forward, ladies and gentlemen, Nanano, let us remember, when you empower a woman in agriculture, you feed a whole community. When you invest in a woman farmer, you nourish a whole nation. You nourish a nation. And when you create dignified jobs in farming, you transform the future of your country. And we need to transform our future. Ladies and gentlemen, together, let us build a future where women in agriculture are not just surviving, but also thriving. A future where their work is recognized, rewarded, and respected. This is very important. We gather to celebrate, not just achieve 84.
What is with the trademark turban? The headgear, the famous headgear. What inspired that?
Before I say that, let me tell you something that one pressman wrote in his newspaper, I think in 1993 or 94, that, why doesn't somebody tell this one to stop this headgear? Because is she a Taliban, or is she trying to look like Arafat? I thought that was funny. Right. But anyway, yes, I just like to look really, really African. And we, for years, as Africans, used to tie our heads, either with a duku or, we used to do something to the head. So when I decided to encourage people wearing traditional clothes, just wearing the ntama and kaba, because until I started, most educated people thought, this kind of thing is for the uneducated. In fact, a lot of people came to me, I'll not mention their names here, people who are formidable in this country came to me and said, why are you wearing cloth? I mean, people are going to think, and they started in, we are fratemni. And then another person came, she was a guy, and said, oh, about drinking Mama Bulo Jibu. And I'm like, what is Mama Bulo and what is fratemni? Oh, an illiterate. I said, okay, I'll change it. But I'm not going to stop. I'm going to change it. So I just kept on and added the turban. So Yaya called Guru.
What is with the trademark turban? The headgear, the famous headgear. What inspired that?
Before I say that, let me tell you something that one pressman wrote in his newspaper, I think in 93 or 94, that, you know, why doesn't somebody tell this one to stop this headgear? Because is she a Taliban, or is she trying to look like Arafat? I thought that was funny. Right. But anyway, yes, I just like to look really, really African. And we, for years, as Africans, used to tie our heads, either with a duku or, you know, we used to do something to the head. So when I decided to encourage people wearing traditional clothes, just wearing the ntama and kaba, because until I started, most educated people thought, you know, this kind of thing is for the uneducated. In fact, a lot of people came to me, I will not mention their names here, people who are formidable in this country came to me and said, why are you wearing cloth? I mean, people are going to think, and they started in, we are fratemni. And then another person came, she was a guy, and said, oh, about drinking Mama Bulo Jibu. And I'm like, what is Mama Bulo and what is fratemni? Oh, an illiterate. I said, okay, I'll change it. But I'm not going to stop. I'm going to change it. So I just kept on and added the turban. So
Yaya Kolguri, what is with the trademark turban? The headgear, the famous headgear. What inspired that?
Before I say that, let me tell you something that one pressman wrote in his newspaper, I think in 1993 or 94, that, you know, why doesn't somebody tell this one to stop this headgear? Because is she a Taliban, or is she trying to look like Arafat? I thought that was funny. Right. But anyway, yes, I just like to look really, really African. And we, for years, as Africans, used to tie our heads, either with a duku or, you know, we used to do something to the head. So when I decided to encourage people wearing traditional clothes, just wearing the ntama and kaba, because until I started, most educated people thought, you know, this kind of thing is for the uneducated. In fact, a lot of people came to me, I will not mention their names here, people who are formidable in this country came to me and said, why are you wearing cloth? I mean, people are going to think, and they started in, we are fratemni. And then another person came, she was a guy, and said, oh, about drinking Mama Bulo Jibu. And I'm like, what is Mama Bulo and what is fratemni? Oh, an illiterate. I said, okay, I'll change it. But I'm not going to.
If I had Ghana in my hand, I've said one thing already about trying to bridge the traditional and the
Karicho?
And what?
Karicho?
Yeah, the culture with modern politics. Because I feel that if we are able to do that, it will recondition all our minds into knowing that it's important to care about Ghana and make Ghana work. And then through that, we would also know that if everybody were pilfering from Ghana, Ghana cannot stand on its feet. So that is one thing, other thing that I will try to use tradition to address. Because as we were growing up, we were all told that for you to steal, it's not nice when you say it in English. For you to take money that is not yours,
right,
let the money get embarrassed.
Right.
Let me put it that way. I think you understand it better.
It is not only illegal, but it's immoral and unethical.
Totally immoral and unethical. So, and the traditional thing can sometimes reinforce our behavior and our behavioral patterns to such an extent that there are certain things that we would just not do if we just put ourselves into a traditional setting. So that's one thing that I think we should look at. The second thing, Shaka, is the fact that if we look at our countries. And we try to let the young people in the countries become very nationalistic, where as American kids, they will sing their national anthem, they will say their national pledge. We do the same and feel an affinity to our country, so that there are certain things we will just not do because of upbringing and loving our country. Now, the third thing that I think I would personally do is to make sure that law enforcement agencies, be it the police, be it the immigration, be it the military, whatever, understand these norms. And we as individuals should keep politics away from them. Partisan politics, because it's good when every human being in Ghana understands the political issues. It's very good. Understands. But not partisan.
Yes.
So that they can do their work without fear.
To put their country above everything else. To put the country above everything else. These are the three things I think I will look at. If I had Ghana in my hand, for me, it was something that was going to help women and children. And when women and children develop, the country develops. I believe that most countries have worked systematically along the platform for action, the points that have been given.
Solemnization. But the Accra say is streaming live on Facebook and Accra100.5 FM. And check your baby Jenagum. And to also bet me at joining now watch we still taking your messages of condolence, your words of sympathy. Ike Pele is here on Facebook. Ibrahim Musa, I see you. Piaga. Maybe I talk about Facebook and so I know share my name. Copy link and of to other platforms. Share on Facebook, on YouTube, and so your body Accra FM 100.5. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girlfriends and enemies, me didn't know to Darko. Ghana my kasaba phone in here. Maybe a Commander Boham, Kwabena Bubi, and so will be a chat Commander Kusi and FA. Now, Yemisa Tier for some prompt to say, Yemisa a dom, Pepiankuma, a dom, and Pim, and prompt to say, and then Fiada, see a butcher, Fiada in 2-4. You're out here and some penny for see Sukreja him. Na yemfa no ntumbi na yense eye maame kuna do abusu nyina shedding oyere papa ensi maame zenata rolling so oni de mahia niya ba makimathi ohumi na me ye friend ya santo any other children are ibia yenim. On behalf of the leadership of Class Media Group, and of course, on behalf of Alaji Seydou Congo, we extend our warm regards and extend our words of sympathy and condolence. May her soul rest in perfect peace. But Kwame, and you be Juma, you be Trafanaimus. Juma, the National Anti-Illegal Mining Operation Secretariat area. Fantastic community. Sene adebia mekano obi oya de bia itwase bonabaso. Etiene largely no ye be hwe na ye cat Naimus hu ensem kakra. Kwame ene no evidence based adwan ye be ye some of the videos. Baby the Naimus ekoye, you know, words of math say be o maba be kasa na ya shi wait dabi ye mamu evidence. It's a blow-to-blow account, jaw-to-jaw account of the operations of the National Anti-Illegal Mining Operation Secretariat. And FJ made a too many. But Kwame Unum said the fantastic Minister of Lands and Natural Resources. And you see, the truth is that Ghana, we are blessed. Your minister, it is Honorable Amakufibwa. Honorable Amakofi Bua aye krado se obetu galamsey ase na nammo a wo tu nyina kire se enye bosirem kasem. No, but we have had ministers in the past. In the past years of Nana Darko Akufo-Addo, yenya buje na pom. Yenim ne ro mo yokruma. Adanko da be politics nom ne be. As if some moko. Enso no wura pom boaten ma ye hunu through the report. Say nkrofo no a won na SS omko galamsey no. Won mo na etu. Ama owura pom boaten na Nana Darko Akufo-Addo. Appointed no as Oswafo in charge of environment, science and technology. Then they position people about one thing. Then they create by. Chere say, aye oman penny aswe ye hono. E hono na ye galamsey headquarters. Eti minister no anya no abe kabrofo na ye adwuma. Obwa adango dada do na ne nkrofo cycle nwuram no mu tu galamsey. Dan me ma ati ase say e fiti afi apima hankro. Ado watching 1988. And I think so 1988 thereabouts, Mama started the District Assembly Act. Say increasing currency input to Yabeshemukena. Free Sabrema, but 2016. Look at the number of presidents and regimes we have had as a people. Yaman said 1988 Wadam Nukrampo and ABA. Obeka se PND Sierra na say I don't know kabima min kabini kanka ho. What about from 1992? Ebesi 2000. Yenya omampenia we free. Eye military mu na waba kabima min kabimu in the person of Lieutenant General John Rawlings. In his 2 spans of regimes. Mi bisa say mining leases ahe anosan. Then fast forward to 2000, Omanpenin Dada, President Kufuor taking over. And also expanding 2 regimes and 2 terms. Question maybe say license ahe. Ana Omae. Then Owura Tamils taking over from 2008. 4th year and 24th July 2012. Nananum Freno. 80 he will be added as part of a new regime, but for 1 term. Anna President Mahama ebedi ni 5 or 6 months kakra na aka no. Ana eto no swaba ana no so din kunim in 2012. Eti say me hahamania. We've had former President Rawlings for 2 terms. We've had Omanpenin Kufuor for 2 terms. We've had former President Atamils for a term. And we had John Dramani Mahama 1. We are John Dramani Mahama 2. It is for that space of 28 years. And you know, mining Lisa, Yama Wagana, ne 100. About 99 or so, if you calculate. Then, a new regime came. And another Darko Akufo-Addo. Uraba Miamo Braya Champomo. Kennedy Japomo. They came. A Duchumu. All the squad. Kwamene Japan mo one more say yan twam so aba no munya flag bearer no munya tumi o ma be president. They formed part of that government in a space of only 2 regimes. And therefore only 8 years. Licenses are 2,151, and these people say they have the moral guts. Say ye kagalan say somewhere won betimi akabi sabi one did say nyasa from, but it's not true. May connected to this regime led by I can say John Dramani Mahama. Any adwuma ni minister ni naimus oye. Now ye will fear ni ehunu say ye nya opportunity to have a government wana ya krado so mbe som Ghana ye twam so ye bom pam ye sewon kran se ne be ya eni so ade hunu a wona tase agu kuramu no yeso ye be no musika se ne bi. And it's obvious say akane say galamsey no kura na esenso a na ye kwa ebretuo mu mpode e wom say enso no wonti bebrefrio, but esa say na emra bia ne wonum so bia betimi awura ye kwa ebretuo na wakwakotu eye gold ana diamond binti no enso na for de obehunu say enso no aye tantantan, But that's answer only a forest belt. Now we have about 284 major forest belts. Huh? Most of these major forest belts, a honum de suonu bebredum tifri, se brem, se pra, se tano. Ensua kese no bebre na womti hone free. Ana na nado Danko Akufo no rapa me am sam passe mra in parliament say. Afei de galamsey na yetu asase no anamfo no enso yen. Ensuo na anamfo na ese na enso yen. Ye wura ba bia ensuo ni tini free ni akose ensuo ni preko. So they came up through parliament with an act christened LI 2462. In this year mra ne say afei de ye betima konwuram na yani nwura no mungamu ya kotu galamsey, and that is how come wa yenso no shase say because baby enso ni ti wo no afei de emra ma ho kwase yenko say na na kufa no wura pa am na yesa. So these same people come to you say ombejo mo hon manunyam like how? Let me forget that regime because a new regime is in place. And niamede connecting say obeje dey say a free 7 January 2025. I swear President Mahama na ono so nya kwanya eji ni honorable minister Amakofi Bua kwam obeje dey say besi free sabre ne besi ne not a single license anabai uyama, not a single license. First na your man license to send here to Browning Katie. For 10 months not a single license has been given under the honorable minister Amakofi Bua. Not a single license. It tells you how determined Abina Accra100. So, and I'll be going to Naimos very quickly. Me chira say Sabain Papa Ba. Yenina ye buano ye support no. Dano me catch say ye womra e chira say o de galamsey ye can say excavator eba krom hademoa. It was so kwaji permittance. In the whole 8 years of the past administration, ye importi excavators back from where obia ni hon mo kwaji permit. Aban we buy unim say one kwaji permit untimi excavators bill. Beyond that measure, say see anu the trackers ebo excavators no. Eti baby excavator ne kwakoye adwuma no. Oma ejuo fencing. Eti ewo eye kwame kwache forester. Excavator ni free kwame kwache forest. Na yehunu say kwa otu Darko forester. At Minerals Commission here, they will demobilize it. I'm an excavator. I am talking about a government and a ministry. I want to credit somebody to me. Galamsey. Beyond that, consider the Blue Water Guard Initiative. They are serving as an intergroup. I will hear Juma, the Blue Water Guards, about 1,000 of them. Take home, I will be at 1,500. Yes, I know some requirement will improve it. But anyway, look at the number of jobs it has provided for the youth. Now they were jobless. Beyond that, women are serving as intergroup. Beyond the intelligence they are giving, they are pursuing more. One more sense as no, and I mean, okay, say, Sa Galamsey na netuno, a sote. Kwame, unsa no mbeka say, Ejuma, me buy a far, Asante Achem South. Galamsey no, some catch us yakwakochom. And me track Naimos Cruise. Kwame. Let me single out Honorable Amakofi Bua. Na me mona baso enehwe. It got to a time where encrophobia your imagine say yebeke kensem na sabi asay enyonyam, you know, obi bia why crowd so baye ne mapa no otimu say so ni pa they want to pin him down. E ka bi munkuno na nka ne Honorable Amakofi Bua no kronya minister biem na the galamsey campaign abe minister na your omoma license is rough. Anya se wako galamsey why reclamation na obwa galamsey no na otu na nim gwase abatwam then yejine frio. But thankfully President Mahama ehunu the greatness in Honorable Amakofi Bua. Some of us saw it and we say no way, we will not allow thieves, miscreant, selfish individuals because of their one city a tell radio so TV so cyber panidin may fa galamsey kimping may minister. Because I had intelligence say about West Side, there were some NDC people women and come back galamsey. But the minister is not allowing. It's a minister ne kurampo as a ne ho beba time any idea. I've had opportunity to listen to certain tapes. And Crawford so say and come kura na beko no women ya kura come ne betu. Now Kwame one after the other. Kwame bebuam ne enko. one after the other. Yanchere adwuma the National Anti-Illegal Mining Operation Secretariat here. Na yammo eye Colonel Boa abaso. Those times they be say na Colonel Boa ni nuane amakofi Boa enye no kre. Dan me mamuti ase say baku free elembele. Baku free jomoro. So how can they be brothers? Woman your brothers bia. Now even if I'm your brothers in poor, sanka no kra. Adwuma no mo ye ne hia. Eti yehwe enede. 9 more storms Oda River. Na Oda River Forest Reserve. And we know Erastus Asaredonko Mikotu. According to him, no. Was Santi Mantemo. Na Kwam for videos ne to mame. Let people appreciate the job Naimos are doing. And Kwame Mika we nyina no Misramo. Kwame member beka SBB so. We need to resource Naimos. Kwame mi we fikura asasa me ka kire me. Me wie we ya mon kan me. We need to resource Naimos. Hwe san krofo ye edoma to we. Ayen krofo a essay sa kwa ebrutu no. Come look at it. And krofo essay sa kwa ebrutu no. And one was a some what to send Crawford, one ya srafo. It will be Facebook at home. One must show me send Crawford ya srafo. Me woman ya srafo. Kwame, 9 months 4 interrogative or more. One must say members of national security. Look at them. One quick and send your heavy built, send them quick to a son of my dress. Look, we are crossing in us and Crawford, we can say, I buy it now small more. We are done, Umama. To send them queer Santa I chimps out for them. See, I buy now small, but I buy some sign crater. I buy my license beer. Look at this thief, Sancro for him. Eti, ya chiwam. Some me have national security. Mobile train unit are national security. Hey, you soon national security din Eddie din sem hunu kroma. Says ya no and crofon no me campaigns. Omono womunya ya aka omuna omanya wiase sika nyina no omsuma amono omwaiva ancha ana cars bi ba honom kwame pickups bi ba honom a omo try some be bribe Naimos for say omo mom 100,000 Ghana cedis na me otu da akokra 100,000 cedis kura de no waye na a whole team of Naimos ukọ brabo no a womunim nyansa so kan 100,000 Ghana yes I know the official omo nje no mfa tum kule na 20,000 de omo fa nto bibi ni eti ye kwa bribe omo a 120,000 and microphone say what are you talking about mo ka say Naimos ni ye ministerial interministerial committee on illegal mining Charles Bisu yes secretary nana and as some case we operation Carlex no they were asking them Mokas we operation Carlex this operations na moteti this kanana where your National Anti-Illegal Mining Operation Secretariat task force mampeni ankasa ensasase we are not saying we are not prone to corruption but for the sake of Ghana to hell with your money and you have to chop no but how many you have to chop microphone by no set chop we Oda River Forest Reserve was sentiment Kwame na muyi enema na ombosese no Kwame so bekaya in the past 8 years fantastic enti bude ma mfa we kran hyase be he sika no a omode ato ho no Kwame say sika we Naimos for cooperation no na sika no aka nkrofo no ho omode ye adwuma ti we no che se wo wi adwuma na na ye de twelve ka eti ne dey hey say sika mpo na minimum a the least money da ho say trade ya metima say 300,000 cedis but we no ewa so say me case we 200,000 we are talking about 600,000 cedis minim sika no we dey but I'm just guessing that Facebook e bia also unim sika na ba Facebook na hunu sika no a obetimi a kire me say bia sika na ye say na yakoyanim Kwame are you aware say in the past that be first cannot so in the past 8 years of Nana Akufo-Addo's administration Bamia's administration say wo soja for no ekọ grounds a Kwame ne yanimu an say o makọ chamfine o makọ excavator generator kan yehu but go to Naimos office opposite Minerals Commission correct generator se go correct generator who do go that na me catch kan bo as kan enema bi say no aya mama Ghana for hunu say oh yamma hu tawro no mu say these are some of the things say no bi kura nkwadwen say bia mo kwaji ye no kura ma go and see but first no generator no ye hunu water pumping machine ye hunu enye na say na water pumps machines about 900 of them omni come minister for agric ono so another hard working man Erikopoku ono so kwete chema akuafo no ebi wonum so go de ka homa sika ka homa but now look at this these guys went yedi kan bribe 9 most for no amfa afa sika so e da honom we sanka bia mo ka so okay ne chale mo me nche no 9 most for send this kind of brain na yempe we yepeden. It shows how serious Honorable Amakufibua is as a minister, and it shows how serious Kenobua Kwame me wa ham to metum bedimboa. No Kwame me de say me nyabe into na they say when they do so wona to ubani dimboa because as there's some spirit attached siga na da hono me bisa o Akufo Addo time and come this way baba. That be answer for yourself. Scan it that way. Me say na Akufo Addo ba me am time and get way baba. Now start rolling and yama no mo share no. And this time excavators this one. No me dey akwa see district assembly, municipal assembly. Charlie, these guys are working. Ya bobo ya am dey adwuma ni eje dem no. Eti wey evidence based analysis. Wey shelter omo aye eti ahanom say no. Ebi ahanom bo ampesie. Ahanom ye nkwan, ahanom ye froye ene jadam no. Ene ejadam no. Sesesio ewo Odan Forest Reserve. Ana 9 months no omungamu, omuwie no msante wom. Ana nkrofo bi gira no say they work with national security. Me wo omnya no kwafo. Ima sama me sankrofo no. Yehwe mani for the last. Na me sanko another job for 9 months. And we are making in the month of October. Look at them. Look at them. Mobaka say me ye investigations me ko hunu cables. Bia ayira ECG cables. Nkrofo bi so me national security for. Anom ka chem say yen try na ye ni kan wi bi. Can you imagine? Can you imagine? Eti me say which kind of national security are you? Ubekomu akrono me national security for papa. Eti look at the guys. We am say omo national security for. Kurekuretuo. Bom kurekuretuo. Hwe niam ya je from se magu fom. Oh, down into me mentia. Eti se na da na ye interview ohen no a owo imponwa no. O se krache ye no ye hu camera kra na ye dwane. Eti senkrofo we ayom hu say no mso mu national security abai na soma wom na omo gbon krofo echi do mu a hu gbon dog. Why no so your assemblyman obetima ko stop you? Why not so your dick obetima ko stop you? You lie bad. You are afraid of this guy. And these guys, they are wielding weapons. You come to Facebook and see. Charlie. So be a bonfire. Omo bima John Mahama wati. If you say a prayer, please say one for John Mahama. Please say one for John Mahama. Please say one for John. Look, it doesn't matter your political color. You can be an MPP staunch member. Please, when you say a prayer, say one for John Mahama. Because for a very long time, Yentimin will be to say John Mahama as president. But at least we have a president who say, why crado? So why you ma? And Kwame, Yanko October 21st. And I saying, and 24th. So let's do 3 days ago. Now, when because you say Nkrofo no make us ye bechi mo Asante Achem South. Omsuro omantimi antwa videos no ntino. Minim say sa very place no anom kokoye sa red we a. But ohwe we a sa arrest we enso ekoso awo Asante Achem district. And obaka adwuma na member ye no ya Asante Achem South district or municipality. But me confirm me say bia sa adwuma no nie because Nkrofo no fa videos nemra no. So be a slow moment me entwa. Any idea? Now come and see. Kwame. Arrest of Galamseyers, SCZ, one machines in be, and a machines in who here no, or must say nina. More evidence then to so fantastic job. So I am talking about a team will be a one different from other teams I have in the past. Chrono, I anyone on the edge. Look at this, destroying everything. When 9 months come, no mercy for the cripple. last week me call me chrome achimsino, or was it this week? Kwam said this week I'm calling, I think this week. And I was so happy. Baby anom to galamsey in the heart of Mimi Chrome achimsino ni nyina. Me kwaye anumamba kumpo ni ho. Koko tu e. Koko tu side of once papa be friend of brown pow. Ne side ho me hunu say enkofo tu afa me kwaye em so ma kata sokra. Oma kata sokra ana eye osek oba wanim kakra misku na me kwaye no ne left ufri enkran ba utwa osek ho left ase honum eno so so mutu sa galam senim afa bra be he chese oma wia ta so se o metima yesa adwuma no eti wei akoso e wo Sante Achem district eno so eye Asante region nti wuhwe ne wodan ya na chese ahanom no eye entabodan a omabobo a ehonum de hosti wom picture ya make ho asemi ana chanfan no de chese ye de sinsuo no so ana pika ye sensuo no they don't care ye sensuo no sane yete ma men piki when free arrestos wo. And as part of media ethics you must always acknowledge third party documents, and I'll read this one. And we see a day before 21st, October 20th, around 9:10 no post here. One Chinese national and 5 Ghanaians have been arrested in an anti-illegal mining raid in a forest reserve at Bayere Eja in the Amenfi Central District of the Western Region. 4 excavators were seized. A number of pumping machines and other equipment were destroyed by the Joint Task Force. The operation conducted late afternoon today, according to NIMOS officials, is part of a series of nationwide enforcement of security zones announced by government earlier in this year. Tame, ose mimi chantra ijane ne temuno. Pika. Brabe. Samina mi chantra, come and see. David don't know go lie. Eti, look, I am rallying the spirit of our country. Oko dan me be catch there. Ezi ayi na me ni di san komo no. Say me ko su no komo e ko boy. Omo etu galamsey no ban. Omo num bottle water. Me on man bottle water up to now. Me ntimi num bottle water and misuro. But to Chinese ni no mkwachi ni. Mo me hwe nim. Eni titantan. Akwa we free ni krom. Ni tikura nya fe. Wei. O da bra no. Ni krom obi amfa na nya hwe. Sa akwa we. Akwa ni kuro will be a but he has the audacity to come to my country and fool himself about. Enuntina Dano mekai honorable minister Misrao sa special court ni there and we need some for one way here sagalam say no to send a president say any special court fiscal infractions na through Auditor General report, we also need a special court to try galamseyers. Me, I don't call them galamseyers, so I call them environmental terrorists. They are terrorists. How we treat terrorists, we must treat them like that. Because we're saying so same in Chima Indian Sunum. And one wako you bottle water. And bottle water ni yanyo kronusu. Yanyo sino. Yanyo baby a galamsey anymore. And a man for mimi man for no sino. And pure water. No pure water no a baby to galamsey no so almost sign with that warrant you no to galamsey no there or no so free chrono so can you imagine because he has money he can afford it. It is a young sense a time will come Ghana apart from say be krensuo no wo wonni sika te say sika fo be tima krensuo no naturally say wo na eben because o kwaji obi nso a on fani nsuo ma just picture where we are going as a people. Eti omukoye no na muso kwaye adwuma kama di and when no anyeso omo hye dia jabiu chese ye di jane tum yi and then we decided say ye be encouraging Imos na ya bo honorable Amakofi Boa abaso na ya ma honorable Amakofi Boa hunu say adwuma na wo ye no Ghana for and so ayi famiko ataso offin shelter belt famiko honum Naimos eko ready one. Na mo mra me hwe adwuma Naimos eko eye ataso official tablet adwuma mkokoye ho. Eti ebia obeka so omde ni nyina yes eno de ato no mo. Obeka se bi omde ni nyina bom da bi. Different places bi omko bi omye actions. Hwe so no ma sense we fafa. These are wicked people. These are very wicked people. No has they are saying so. And people like this, you know, we negotiate with them. People who are killing us. People who are killing us. People who are killing us. You guys should be happy that you have a democratic president. Or you humble no sign dog Hannah. Just be happy. I mean a president. Just be happy. I call on firing squad. Or no Jindian. Penny Thomas Olin money out of Hitler. Ya the Mukosala ya shoot kumwe or no Jindian. I feel on the Becca law. Again law. Who send so kum crofo ya won't quad with deformities. Sign it in mercury. A river ye woo I don't know. Na ya chewa only when constitution wine. Oh, but never feel alcohol lawyer. Who crofo ways I say so. Who sign alcohol lawyer? Oh, Kohai lawyer. See ya chew in the act. Now there's evidence. Oh, Kohai lawyer. Ya kumba kukum yenu ekum yensa. Nkrofo jin bebe fi. But you see, we are in a democracy. Eti yentimi nye niyama tesania sabi sojani abai and a sojani ni di abai so. But it doesn't make sense. Ya krok galamsa for too much okroma. Ya krok too much okroma. They say Ghana major forest is 284 major forest belt. Menoka say 44 and I say nearby where yeah many as wanna say 9 forest reserve na no go area for buying because Galamsey for to take over as terrorists. Menoka so much magic all the 9 forest belt. I think that one Ekoi and they free possess that land. It way and your course our ataso often shelter belt. And these are some of the jobs are Naimus Egusu Eye and Yema Papa Omo Ye over often shelter belt na. And most of these ones interestingly Eastern region, Ashanti region, Western region, because a honomena otim say Galamsey no ekosupa pa. A cost one kasa. Naimo strikes heavily on gangway. Galamsey having cramos in western region. I think the way and a buyer. Kote chinkrofo bebre. No much ejuma omoye. Na nyomoye ye krampo a say. Kwame ama meniaji kase sikanwa. Omde buyer no. Menkasa anko mfa. But Charlie, we have lived an era of 8 years. One Ghana cedi krampo ye kwa enfema. One Ghana cedi cry quite firm. Now let me say this and maybe mean trauma semnitiawa. May fa kwanya we so na masre aban. Say by far wama chire commitment. Wama chire say wana ye krado. Say wambe ku Galamsey no metuase. The BBR the Blue Water Guard initiative evident enough. So we have a government at post led by John Mahama. I won't want the political will. It's obvious. I just said young kind of cray. It's very, very obvious. Kwame Minoka say, are you aware, say, over 268 licenses? And this is where I'm going, and I'll come to Okweye Timi Faso. Na yede bua diamonds for over 268 licenses. Honorable Amakofi Bua says, Sankrofo way, small scale miners. But me hwehwe niema no me hwehwe krata mu no enkoye metwam that is sanko minister. Can you imagine 100 people will be akrama 100,000 saying okay wo di yanka se onabo amakofi bua ya big man eti company bi abaka say okay mema 500,000 cedis times 200 and can say anka honorable amakofi bua betimi adigwa na bonye sika gu botom. But in the interest of our country and for nation building, over 260 were termination of small-scale mining licenses for regulatory breaches and expiration. ɛno bi nam sɛ mehunu sɛ saa sokoro investment no wotim sɛ na ɔmo time waso nti ɛne yɛnkotu kakra o kwame munwuro names ni bi ana munkura munwuro na ayi o mo mehunu ayi nkura ya tell me what minute twa the man is serious oh the man is very serious and kwame yemmo mawusi mabaso yemmo mawusi deledem kabori gifty you know minerals commission new boss na wabano Udim so a correct guy. Yeah, Minerals Commission boss no wabano. Want to say easy. Udim so we a correct guy. And Lembele Keke and all those guys. A Juma Moyen fantastic job. It's now here the atosono. It's where mining companies are not some small scale. And so good one no to Galamsey. Beyond that, one more I'm say so to Galamsey crano. Say BSO be renew license. ABSO to tax, a lot of fiscal infractions. And on my year, 8 minister here didn't also know. So me my crowd of Samako Galam said, yeah, it was as a minister, meaning say we move better some bribe me. But it was some of them in Nancy form, not me terminate on contract. Me no can say, minister no buy no one sign one contract for mining lease, no, was here terminated over 200. His name is Honorable Amakofibwa. It's kwam over we are. Unity Step Mining Enterprise, one of them. Top notch mining enterprise, Keta Mining Enterprise. Edin the dosu. Bless Unstoppable Mining Enterprise, 330 Mining Enterprise. And as I'm to 330 in Machana. Gladmas Limited, Capable Mining, Defense Mining and Trading Enterprise. Brother, these are the list that you terminate. You cancel. When we in Crawford, na kufa domo. Some catch was saying just 8 years. All my license 2,151. We break ya terminate to my appointment. Strength in Rock Mining, Calente Mining Limited. Yajin Mining Ventures. We were by Chinese ni. And before I forget, sa young Ghana for no Chinese for no ba near front wa momo. Chale, yemi adwene ya dwuma. Chinese ni ba be se unsu. Na wo Ghana ni se mate. Me kwadi wanim no age license brabe say yensu wo say unso ne wi a wo de sika ne dwane kwa ne krom ekoma ne manfo adwuma wo wi a unso no nyanti no akwa ne krom akwa konum ne nsu na wo Ghana ni wadwene ya adwuma and those who call themselves the campaigns of Galamsey wo madwene ya adwuma who sika na odidin kwasa asem obi amu wo krom ha I'm telling you you can be the richest man in this country say sika no wan fa kwampa so na nya ya wonim nyansa. Because won't mean yeska and free moja ho. What is the difference between money rituals and sika and free Galamsey? What's the difference? So be ko kum ne ba aje sika duro and say wunya sika free Galamsey by destroying the water bodies. Do you know the number of people who will die eventually? What's the difference between money rituals and sika and free Galamsey? What's the difference? Destroying our water bodies, our forest belt with impunity. I'm imagining, say, Sanka, a certain President Mahama Ntimen wini. Na a certain Amakufebu Ntiman meye Minister for Lands and Natural Resources. Na a certain Kanebua, anya position no mama ye na mus bossa. I'm imagining, say, Sanka, Owura Baumia. Na busua fo ye wo Jubilee House, according to Frimpong Boateng report, ne tu Galamsey. Na kufa de moi what Jubilee then Jubilee headquarters of Galamsey according to Frimpong Boateng report san come na winning ya anka by now me be say yensuo no ayesen water commission report kire say turbidity levels bafom turbidity level kire say nsuo no aye take o refine e besi fa akọ turbidity levels of a lot of river bodies Galamsey say ni nyina ni nyina bafom bisa buta wakili ni nyina bafom ni nyina eba fom because aban no aye krado mekoto asere se uye ndc ni na ebia sebi unya appointment na ebia edo kom pese uye mining na mesrew there is outcome there responsible cooperative mining and skills development program outcomes there me patro you can engage them. It's the same thing as mining. Just at this time, we say so. It will be Pedro Akasa. Pedro is the head of Ascom. Anna John Afo, communications director. Anna Bennett, or a deputy. You can engage those guys, and all the bra come and engage us. Many come kwachi yohanum. You better facilitate your mom. What? Now also wait me akwakonya wo license nibi. Now I started proper mining. So we save our water bodies. So we save our kwaebretuo, and we save the future of the unborn generation. If you don't be in a rush, say bia afena. And the nyina ye kase ekotu bi dia na bende. Say nyina nso aban na abaw. Ti enso ene me osu no ma copper concession na me wowuro na biatu a me puni na ye de ne faso ben na abaso ama me. Na menye sika millions of dollars, but na me manfu owu. It is sika na me din wodom, me din wanyonya ana. No. Please, let's have a rethink of mind, of self. Na yense say na mo no. And me patrol Owura Pedro, me nim baby a akosi maybe we will engage you later. Ni enhwe how mo ye fast because time ni ho. So let's start the registration fast. Na say concession bi akwakodi ebi a omo ye plot no a. Eba kodi yemfa say Kibi Goldfields, an Anglo Gold Ashanti, an New Monta. Senior Honorable Minister Ashasia on one kasa mu CD part of the concession. Na yen CD ma communities no quickly. Na committee no yen shasia, omo shasia ntu yen nya sponsor. Na kuro no nya bi, one way to nya bi. Na yen peska ni bi nya development. Abanya ni corporate tax, ahemfo nyom royalties. Everybody joy. Obia joy ewia. Obia mumfu. And at the same time, yes sensu, quiet no so we will have them in one piece. We will have them in one piece. So that is what I think we should do. And beyond that, Kwame me pa aban chao. Was show several commitments. But the commitment ni be wie pay a when near what be hwe the Naimos team. My year 1 or 2 investigations. Me pese me di ni nyina betudwa. But Mr. President, me dey see me am papa Honorable Amakofi Boa so say papa Mr. Naimos for no. I know say you know better than me. But me person can be brave because the November budget has not been read. And you know, I don't want to swim faster than the fish. And found saying I cannot outrun the shark. And me person me swim faster than the fish. Me person me train November budget no. Na me hwe sika ye twama the Ministry of Lands and Natural Resources. Any sika eko Naimos wo. Then maybe we can come back and calculate the indices, do the analysis, do the mathematics, any because apart from CASA, Honorable Sami Jemfi the command Naimos. I'm sorry, please forgive me, but yenia brings na ye CASA no, muntie me. Na ye mom a lot of cars. I can tell you for free, ladies and gentlemen, say 10 places. Ye two galam say no friend Naimos we made mark of 5 per. Yes, but want to be blame about any because November budget and union ready here. And President Mahama so promised to say a chunk or a larger chunk of your budget, or committee to fighting illegal mining. Minerals Commission, from 2 cars. As I'm speaking with you, Naimos cars is grounded or they are grounded. Naimos can boast of only 5 vehicles and yet. Na saa Sami Jemfini de nyame be hira no pa o. Saa Accra100 no. Sami Jemfino. NDC nyane so be 10. Boys, obia be okay. Ende bia mi yusu na susu dia. CEO so no, musua Sami Jemfi. Menim se bi mu ye, ana papa yo MPA. Oh, mi ame bra pani o. Edu jita maklo. Ye ma mi o free zones. Mary Ewusi. But Sami Jemfi de me single out. Yeah. Yeah, mami obo obi adako. These are people who say they are helping grassroots. Sami Jemfi come hubo mu no. As gold board no. And you come on 500,000 cedis because on better fuel. And you mom 5 vehicles. I don't know Ara, but even the Naimos head, I'm hearing, and I don't know if it's true. So on well mukrampo ni official car. And if that is the case, yeah, Me am papa ne Honorable Amakofi Boa. Papa, it is so. No papa me can crofo de, me can de. Me am papa no. One man official car, then fine. Baka imaka. Na yamwa se ne be ya ye betimi agi sa eye adwuma yi esi ho yi. It should be told of us, say, a group of Generation K, they stopped Galamsey. Our sons and daughters who will come after us should sing in our honor, should sing in our praises. That we got to a devastating point where our forest belts were ravaged, our river bodies were dissipated, but a certain generational leaders put on their thinking cap. And because of them, Galamsey is a thing of the past. Sabre no to that. Means me dim shembi. Say means me be a journalist no. Means me to be the fighting Galamsey. Kwame Kwache be a producer no. Wakasi enka Galamsey ho asem. Ayin so blogger Galamsey no social media. Then we will be part of that historic generational leaders. Yetimi stopping Galamsey. I want to be remembered as that journalist whose voice stopped Galamsey. Not as that journalist who built so many mansions and drove so many beautiful cars, and non-consequential to the growth of society. But I'm going to say, it's young I am what. Now, name was for here, beer. Honorable to forcing. Meaning, say by now, why busy? Oh, planet, Mr. Name was for the mountain. Because look, the fulcrum around which the Galamsey fight will be driven, Naimos. The Naimos, if they are not well equipped, in terms of armory, armament, a two kura. What do you say? Drones, many be drones. Get them sophisticated drones. Drones say Timmy cost so many miles. Say, yeah, drones, proper guns, proper vehicles. Cars say Timmy full bepo. Then I know say you need break. But me say baby amaya bedru ama bom abaso yi mudi we so ka ho a ebetimi aboa na adwuma no awie pay eti kwam ye ene awie yi ya me beka ni say aban no yade na mom yempene no honorable minister na yade mom yempene no let's keep in them because ohwe adwuma maye crowd so mo ya enye bad. And let's also let Ghanaians understand say patriotic journalists against Galamsey we have come to stay. We are the only patriotic journalist group in this country. Ayawo and across the breadth and length of Ghana. Yajumani say, we are going to use our investigations. Now, one more, a so-called campaigns, I Tiger Galamsey, a chira politicians in Timimo Mudino, Yang, Yabebo Mudin, they should go to hell if they don't want. They should go to hell if they don't want. Campaigns, no, Omutu Galamsey. I be a politicians because of one way or the other. Obi okro position to okoboni din kura na asema ba no. Wotu da ko say do agongo re twa meka. Intimate me do kadaya me. At the end of the appointment mu kura mo ma me bi na obi akwa yi me firi o. Ye beka no kura no. Apart from that, we'll be coming up with progressive report. That is what patriotic journalists against Galamsey is going to do. Now, to say a fair a so brim wa. Last month and I say aban we take over no na so brim to say so far naimos eya ho adwuma no akwoti say yama contract of reclamation na won pa kono ye na adwuma we will be giving you monthly report with pictorial evidence. Journalists ye beti ho agum we are going to the grounds to when say kwam kwati wa hye ne boot wa hye ne che ye ni abro ye ntimi nja okono nko ama Honorable Amakofi Boa ene naimos ye ni abre. All of us must be involved. Arise, Ghana youth, for your country. The nation demands your devotion. Let us all unite to uphold her and make her great and strong. We are all involved. We are involved. We are involved in building a motherland. Everybody must put hands on deck. We are all involved in building our motherland. It's a Juma no. And we are not going to save any politician And found Cressa and Papa Makufibua. Well, ya the end quay, hey, your baba press conference. Yes, Papa, wait and quay. Because yan cannot crunch that down for. Yan Timin Kugalam say. Yet the yan down for some the yan and someone. Yan Timin Kugalam say. People are dying. Babies are being born with deformities. We must rise up to the occasion and fight Galam say. Send in Chima Beba. No Macassa and Nanum. Ekumai. Na say, ye did grow. Na say, I know where you ma. Ne I know where you ma. And Crofobes. And then, a kaya kuma say, baby, 4 lines. Dan Crofobie frame ya Kismo, so to that could don't pay 4 lines be. Oh, so me bounce I am being a crank a crow. Very well. Enemy be until wait my shall say now what fret. Na a patro, ya pesi a kugalam say. Enti, anam the so honum. Attorney General Seven Ote, until wait me, I can want them. 0302 20 80 90 0302 20 80 90. Me ba cho obetimi so join the feed no on Facebook. Okay. Hello?
Nana?
Yes, sir. But you didn't be free.
But you have free to make a free backup.
Okay, but you mean you?
That was it. Said the Oko Minister Basso. That's me for a minister. Now, at Juma. Okay. He said, I know share a batua. Omoko dinner be to man. I did. Oh, who did you when this? Engineer this force so see about a kind of bind. I you my power by you know. You better be much. Now, a new friend say land minister unity. But my MPP discussion. More no how. But me the GTA was about when say send you GBA that I'm telling you a Ghana Pakuma. Would GTA when this was a ombushed so what a boy and Chimina and to the note with our see when you were family.
Oh, yes, that's it. Say, I so watch the wagon. Young for. Sorry, went to mention so bet me about 0302 20 80 90. Hello.
Hello, Commander.
Hey, Ajano Niana.
Oh, yeah.
Ajana one, do me quavina.
The most dangerous and powerful man, yes. What you say, oh,
I don't know. Already, you know my feedback. Akranka, would you make a crack?
But you say,
eh?
Aha, over home quadia, yeah, my baby. I send you all year, what is a so many best say, I will be your wood, at the end of that, not me, eh, the Michelle, papa, na one of was almost here, one of the who can look at your super men who are, and you now be coho, almost and ever but a summer who can you na ate ya ntie it's too late but the nyame wo say bibia besisa eyemu nyame sakana the buyer me boma ye appointees ye MPs ye candidate ye ministers ye CEOs ye bibi be kosu nie na form so there was some mutaka no omutaka ebanisa we are sitting on the center wood. Na me wo gidi say ebeye it's too early.
Okay, I don't know. Mati, Maubimra, you for 5 per hello.
Yeah, because I pray.
About with it 1 minute, uncle.
Wait there, Miss Now, as I went with the false or last in the car, also can already submitted. What can a president, Papa said, yes, cannot be bagging, no more money to Hawaii.
About your debut, I can't
a year more can has would now walk a patch out. Nay, the channel. Yes, I am say, okay, my follower, I tell you, because you are about the for me. Okay, you said happy by your lawn or more Google law. Not for Bonham Reno Mundial.
Very well, it is. I last two. Hello?
Hello, Nana.
Yes, sir. We didn't baby free.
Ah, you're from Accra100. Me free zenu kunkata manso.
Me into your mirror.
Nana. That you canokrane sa.
Yeah.
Sure. Ye bi mi yeta wa chi o. Sure, enipa ba ko wo bafa store. Hwe sika dodo afa ne nsase. Hwe dan dodo anya bia ye musa se ye share zinator shedding, ye man shedding. No ma me ne no papa be di mfie oman yi so. Eniema sen no munya ye. Wahu. Na mo ba na nsenya benkum ni nifa na mo form no saa. Na enya omo no mo aye because omunya papa bi oye abahye bone akoka na o se omunya ehwe no manya ehwe na omu take this advantage no di wi man na akufu ado ene kan adwane akwatena US and all riches na beggar edigu ye so obeba me da say
Young fat last call. I wish we could call more, but time is no friend. Hello?
Otidako.
Minia.
Yes, me did yima me kasa amamole
Yenti Yima.
Me da say she me twaso obebi a Accra100 edi wie ye no sa nipa we Hanan buffer stock Otidako areho asisi look at properties was split across the country. Nipa we be done the numa catch yourself on wabobra. They had earned money. And I see me a man in your channel. Share MPP are buying. And I clock kind of Akufado. So I'm the president. And I'm up for the big guy. Obedi president no die. And no jail mine to autopilot. And wailing the kunu. Wailing the yiri left and right. And no move your money poto. Krono no mo bo man we na me di ma no sino attorney general ye pen sa ye de ye fo so to da kun na wo kan prosecution no na edile enti na ne ye kasa no o update yen o man ye fact ni nyina no bo mu nyina di mako ni e se akonfo o mu wi o man no o mu nie no pre-bargain court no so se na president mama kan pa unnecessary adjournment no o mu man ko 10 1 because sa ora ne di o mu feli a yan kasa NDC for yan fan che yan ye party to o mu ti o mu bum
no
pre-bargain
more fire say no to play bargain in the current forms and I know the san ye be no team ko na wadan for classmate masa fa play bargain bi an fetching konko jehwe masa ye be say no wunya hwe ni so na boys ni abre okrom hanum na ya modwe you don't know me say John Mahama ntina ku amagana de bia me kasa say na ya mukasa media agro the youth were angry to a point to say omunya yanka BBNC but omhwe John Mahama no they found in him an alternative then they stopped all those nonsense. So Mahama must succeed at all costs to save our democracy. I'm telling you. Sano kure make it free. National security in Tia Some Flamenco. Me say Mahama ewo honti. There will be no coup d'etat. Now Mahama nyuma oye ni nyina or build the democratic pillars or credentials of our country. It you see a buano send a beya obetimi restore Ghana. Because see yenya hope wo Mahama mu biem dia. I cannot promise you any hope, I'm telling you. And send a papa na sha say you many nyina fantastic. Tie nyina ya moa to make sure say obe succeed. And of course I know Mahama will succeed. I know. Ma yane mausi eni nkomo. Adwuma mausi bono wo badwuma kasama for Penima Ministry of Lands and Natural Resources na wo ma yinchim kakra. Ba me san come so say me special guest in so abecoming sir Honorable Haruna Mohammed oye member of parliament Emma Esunafo North ye bedin komo kakra Esunafo North Dr. Kofi Ananso babeka sir na adwuma na nyina ya na e kama but let's do this Honorable Mausi bibia bakọ de
na nyame adom na mo se
Nyankopon wadom fe na mafeel kakra
hwehwɛ me
say ade no me ye no underground na emfasa no anam de aba radio susu no so me guso to me do be pie wate enche
mate
see amanya 1350
why ade
ba baby apese e na ne board inflate ba kono kra 25 very well that's on a lighter note Mr. Robo ye nchiremu adwuma Naimus, nene ya can be, and it's obvious, say, say obi pa kuhum sika pa na obesande abade MC we mu no asorobofo no ye shom soja tade what that at the end they see so far bring us up to speed on some of the operations.
Nana you say resetting agenda na resetting no enye the seat of the presidency and now Flagstaff House assembly and resetting no. Every agency under this government is expected to move along those lines. Now, for me, NIMOS, National Anti-Illegal Mining Operations Secretariat, we've seen the work that they have been doing. Danny Debiano, they are on the ground, going around the country based on intelligence and storming illegal mining sites. And now, my margin say, mining a German na, can't say more you know. But you say you are quite password ye day no mombe huye. Na yen show mo kwan pa no mo fa nye no my margin so mo nye no. Na mo say your margin say will come after them. Na no 23rd there was a forest reserve on Mukoye. Na bu kai na say ya declare say forest reserves and the water bodies
Security zones.
Security zones.
Yeah.
Now, we had said that we're deploying the team on ground in collaboration with RECSEC, Regional Security Council, Ashanti region there. They got some intelligence there. Oda River area, some illegal miners were operating over there. In Tinaimos, Etuanamo, Eko. No Mukodu Hono, na Enkofone say. I think say almost associates be enya intel say 9 months abaho abetchen crofon into mo ba some be chia that was how they put it some be chia na crofon ba no mo say
omo be tua den
omo be chia 9 months for
omo be brabe wom
omo be chia ta no mo kan no na chia no it be chia obi a ye the 100,000 Ghana cedis ne be chia
dabi
aha no mo betia no mo for national security no more than 100,000 buy and mo find another 20,000 Ghana cedis say mo find your chop money oh so mo bo ma baso ni ejuma pa mo bo no mo see you matter it you ya te no and dey handcuff so gugu mo so mo sa
mo chua mo so
mo so say achi o
that's it esa ka 100 mo di kan jiansa say exhibit
oh say aje.
Okay.
So imagine you mo de ni nyina ba office.
Okay.
Aha, it's mo de ni nyina ba office. But ejuma na ye no, it is not for individual pockets. So na ye kano. There are ways to do mining. Na onya mining ne say who say yensuo, who say yensase. Indua na ebo ya maye home no, who twa nua na egu. Indua na efidi yen no, who twa nua na egu. Na tete mo pese mu sika kakra mo nya ni nti. Ya kan de yen wu ana and also so there yes so ayetu ye hu say be ejuma no so ye no so ye penisa inti de ko ba no no inti ya chi omo de omo ba they are in custody as I speak. Prosecutions will take
ansana meja mo akọ no afutu ben ana wo ho no magana fo nyina fa galamse ko yo
galamse na sam no sani ye kanu. Everybody has a stake in it. Because everybody has a stake in it. Now, your primary school, you try and say, living things, we breathe.
Yeah.
We we eat, we move.
That's right.
Breathing, no. You breathe in oxygen, right? And then
That's
you breathe
right.
out carbon dioxide. Now plants, now you're the opposite. Plants need to take in carbon dioxide, now no my oxygen. Right. Now if you teach plants, you know, go on, and then you be home. And they come from the plants. And one cry in the crampo, no, the plants, the animals also feed on plants. If you try me in we are basically killing ourselves.
Dano say, then Bibisa say, ye soon say, ye were water commission beer and found in the stability level. Ye just can't find your refinery mayano. Now, and one a gunguremuno, or trade upon him the NT or dear suit in it too, or says comedy on Macono. It is same one or money water commission, our jungle hono. It's comedy on bad day, like Yajin who say nipa.
On bad day. Na they're interested in say, you see, no, Yeah, rivers. Most of them, about 80%, almost take your source free forest reserve. It is a who destroy forest reserve, no, who destroy you on the source in the crana. Just say, yeah, Canada, yeah, the young. Basically, that is what you are telling us. Say, yeah, Canada, you are poisoning the water with mercury, you are poisoning the water with cyanide. If you are for young, you are found water muniaba. Yan so offense cinema, yan so offense, yan so crown fan. What are you telling the rest of us? Say, yeah, Canada, young one. Meanwhile, yeah, can't say mining. Yeah, can't say more beyond your mining. Because mining, no, you're just to say, a commercially viable activity. We've seen, and I say gold board be on more reports. We've seen it. And this is just the small scale sector alone. It we know some mining viable. We know some mining wow mining puntoon. But yeah, I can't say because we person who nyaka kakra gu botomiti. E so start asini nyina, e so twetwa nyane nyina egu, e so so nsuo ni nyina. E no de yempene. E no de yempene.
Let me jam wako so mpanyi for sanko fa yinchi. Yenya ntie say honorable minister atemnity over 200 if not more. You can give us the specific of licenses.
I was talking about resetting. At the beginning of the year, no. Honorable can say, resetting, and we want to position the mining industry better. Now, you can see a sanitizer system, I see a shift. Whilst we are putting all the measures in place, no, we also need to look at the regulations because mining, we are not saying we are against it. Rather, so what are the regulations? What are the laws? What is the procedure to even acquiring a license as about media mining? In doing all of that, we needed to also look at the licensing regime. If you start a committee, more year audit, you started with small scale. Now, first report by now almost 1,000 friend is saying licenses and issues one. But not 50, yes, about 970 something, 978 or 977. Now, and no, not 55. Yeah, initially, I revoking honorable my directive. Say I revoking those ones because a no was acquired within the transition period, and our checks indicated that they were fraudulently acquired.
Wow.
It's a little over 900, no. My opportunity, and there was a fair opportunity for the holders of the licenses to come to the Minerals Commission, to come to the ministry, and come and sit with us. Ebiana irregularities need free will. Ebiana a free system. Ebiana uploading something, anything. Into say I publish a list that within or list anymore. Come and see us and let's rectify it. Maybe I know documentation, but more uploading, maybe I'm not uploading that kind of thing. Until we did that work, my time. Initially we gave 2 weeks. Anna, Small Scale Miners Association by say 2 weeks Musa. Into almost honorable Nanka on Accra. And he's a generous man. No problem. Yeah, for 2 weeks since I come home. Yeah, 1 month period. Let's say you have committee, our ministry. Say Omumbra. With all their documentation, if you are sure that your documentation is intact, that is a fair opportunity. After the Minerals Commission, a institution at that ministry, Nasia, almost issue licenses, and almost system issue licenses. Almost sure because we cannot be making a friendly thing. All these announcements. Now you can say share your fee. The Minerals Commission also did their work. Into and a final result by say. Some licenses within that period, into those ones, it would do that. But beyond that, 278 of those licenses, they were not rectified. The irregularities were not rectified. They have issues. Into all of those 278 licenses, they are publisher list. They have been revoked. We have published that list, and it is a friend is saying that is what the status is now. What that also means is that so we are license holder.
Yeah.
Not a within our list and so. Not the bus area, your bus site, your bus concession. Now we are Juma Watumra, because you cannot work with a friend is saying when you don't have a license or with a revoked license. It is a Watumra and management obedi. And if you want your license back, as our Minerals Commission. Start a process.
Okay.
They will show you what to do. Start a process not to get your license back.
Okay.
And yes, idea. Yeah, to say your license with a revoked license. Your mining with a revoked license, they are
illegal.
And the law will take its course.
Mausi ama mawunya fia medeku akwenam sia. Ana se mawunya fia.
Mawunya fia, yes.
Mausi ama mawunya fia.
Why are they?
Medeku akwenam sia. Me ye some we bi asante achim south. Nti what the toso a what the men friend to so mema kwa me no wedding komo sisia.
Me pa choma.
Medasi, thank you so much. Aye mame mausi ama mawunya fia. Kasama for penny. Emma the minerals. I beg your pardon, Ministry of Lands and Natural Resources. Na yetini kano. Sena midi kan kaya no. My special guest. Ready. Na obetina se na yedin komo. Honorable Haruna Mohammed, a member of Parliament. Esuna for North. Me didn't know to Darko. Me patrol. Me de se ugusu joining na utie. Those of you on Facebook, thank you so much. Continue joining the feed. Bidin komo se siya. Stay on.
FM 100.5.
Mama ye fedi akuye ni odo efansumi ye many. Now many ye yakasara japadea. Yana nanu di abebrese jede to maye. Inchi asemena use yasungane ye. Anya sabe dachi chiriba beba be muyemfo. Minia susu breve baby. Mapwa Ghana. Nagana beyo. Yo, if we so sombre me pabi, Ghana, Nagana beyo, yo, if
In fact, one coordinator of one of the aspirants' campaign recently introduced a new argument. They said that delegates should not vote for me because my wife is not a true Ghanaian. I mean, I've never heard this argument before. I mean, and suddenly it is being introduced in our party. We are a very diverse party, covering all religions and all tribes. And it is important that we have unity. If you want to contest with me, come with your vision. Come with your...
I've said one thing already about trying to bridge the traditional and the
Karicho?
And what?
Karicho?
Yeah, the culture with modern politics. Because I feel that if we are able to do that, it will recondition all our minds into knowing that it's important to care about Ghana and make Ghana work. And then through that, we would also know that if everybody were pilfering from Ghana, Ghana cannot stand on its feet. So that is one thing, other thing that I would try to use tradition to address. Because as we were growing up, we were all told that for you to for you to steal, it's not nice when you say it in English. For you to take money that is not yours, let the money get embarrassed. Let me put it that way. I think you understand it better.
It is not only illegal, but it's immoral and unethical.
Totally immoral and unethical. So, and the traditional thing can sometimes reinforce our behavior and our behavioral patterns to such an extent that there are certain things that we would just not do if we just put ourselves into a traditional setting. So that's one thing that I think we should look at. The second thing, Shaka, is the fact that if we look at our countries and we try to let the young people in the countries become very nationalistic, where as American kids they will sing their national anthem, they will say their national pledge, we do the same and feel an affinity to our country, so that there are certain things we will just not do because of upbringing and loving our country. Now the third thing that I think I would personally do is to make sure that law enforcement agencies, be it the police, be it the immigration, be it the military, whatever, understand these norms. And we as individuals should keep politics away from them. Partisan politics, because it's good when every human being in Ghana understands the political issues. It's very good. Understands. But not partisan. So that they can do their work without fear.
To put their country above everything else. To put the country above everything else. These are the things. For me, it was something that was going to help women and children. And when women and children develop, the country develops. I believe that most countries have worked systematically along the platform for action, the points that have been given. And so countries are improving, women are moving steadily. For me, it was something that was going to help women and children. And when women and children develop, the country develops. I believe that most countries have worked systematically along the platform for action, the points that have been given. And so countries are improving, women are moving steadily.
I think I was pregnant with my third daughter, and I almost had the baby in Hawaii. I had to rush back to Accra to get to a hospital to have my third born. Again, working with women farmers, I almost had my last born, Kimani, the boy, between Roahafo and Upper West region. At some point, I had to tell the drivers, please stop the car. I need to get out of the car. You know, you feel like something is happening to you, but you don't know what it is. We finally got to work. The minister at the time, the Secretary of State, looked at me and he said, please, excuse me, I'm coming in a minute. I said, where are you going? He said, I'll be back soon. He rushed into the room and came back and said, your husband says they'll bring a helicopter to pick you. Yes. That's how much I cared about women farmers. So if today,
I'm sure but it's a nyasa seminar. You be in Komo, after constituency home. Na meribamu pocket of national issues. Na ya pick. But yeah, just in free mame. Couldn't do Rollins. You know him say, abino ashes say 3 days of national mourning. Ama yekre by yabobia yenso ye ne abino say ejuma kama. Honorable Nidikai, yema aba na imisa say consequences the same.
Utu. Mado was be bring ya konya de mama. Em se fa konya we su na mache obi bia. na fi so me constituency yes na fun of
Yeah.
Half na me constituency capital is half original capital.
Okay.
Yeah, Goso. Nti nkruto bebre e wo ho. Na so far so good.
Good.
E boy homebody say say bi gidi na amanfo no enyama ye no. Yema omusa ensi fo. E be koso aye adwuma asom amomani den. Achi aso adwuma na ye no. Na otuam say enne enra ne ense dan ne edapa. If we say you see the Fourth Republic, you know, your first lady, yeah, Ira Rollins, the Hokani, and Rad, the tea and say, Namina a bone nipa, this original dear, yeah, and say, once you go with us, I don't know, honestly, it's something sad, and you name your main contribution to our development. And your politics. Yeah, Jesus, no. Now, a household name.
That's right.
Especially when it comes to mobilization of women. And what the 31st December Women's Movement. Now, share impactor. Sir, movement name a key, you know. Honestly, it's unprecedented because Meme Chrome say, Bam constituency, Mem. It's the KG. See, your friend is a 31st December Women Movement. Omuti school, conference back no. Omuti school say our crew back with your friend Domnasi.
Wow.
Na that time no. Yena nano me mama nom. Say what he say? You born na connect with dia. Any die. Ana na omudi ishare edi no. Enti yenye mo say Ghana fu bebre ka say so far DM say you can't your first lady say ba. Honestly, she stands out. What that one there, no,
very exceptional.
Exactly. And then mama say Ghana for be then. It's a big blow for the nation.
She gave women voice in this country.
Sure. And then when it comes to mobilization of women and affirmative action, honestly, she was a role model.
That's right.
She was an inspiration to all women. That's right. And I'm not surprised. On to me, constituency. The first parliamentary candidate as a woman. Then I done for power.
Okay.
The woman was into a corporate, not company, or a mem timber company.
Okay.
That woman was there. That time, near friend, HR human resource, but I'm not a personal manager.
Okay.
She was a human resource manager. So, that company, no. Now on your cross over politics. She was serving her people. But mommy way, yeah, mommy, and I couldn't do. And I put him, mammy, no, man, be contested.
Wow.
Oh, it's enough enough. And he said, Accra100 make the minimum, the me crying son of the no. So we should tell the kind of influence our mama. We should maybe prepare one this Simona, especially mammy and tell the so more. I just in a painful now. You know, and this year leadership, no.
I just enough. Oh, mommy, I former national women organizer.
National women organizer.
Me mommy, power.
Exactly.
Mommy, oh, hey, me SM show.
It's one has a play a major role in political. The person I'm asking an 80 politics. It's a big blow.
That's true.
But you catch a bush and say, did I me pay?
Good.
And and indeed, at least 76 years.
Is it 77 or
77 or
77? 76.
76. That's I think I stand to be corrected though.
Mama confusing. 76.
76.
Okay. All right.
You say you say feel bia. Ki e beda nyame ase because alhamdulillah.
Okay.
Enti beda nyame ase nyame ya de na emom em say the new way so e chere say we are born to die. We are mortals, right?
Yeah.
Until the way be no na wahwe ni because emre we you need
so.
We the
apostle.
We share the kind of power and influence na she's nowhere. It's just could tap your position of influence and that no.
I make JJ Kureu.
Exactly.
Me say that JJ wu ye no. Ana me catch am so be I'm telling you. The day
because
I thought JJ would not die. The day JJ died, I told myself, now everybody would die.
Because us at that time, we have powers, any influence.
Charlie.
I think say also your futuma will be a position be a kuta be a no. When you say nipa ba won chen when you say nipa na mum nyame na ma was a privilege, you know. You're just privileged to be where you are. I don't just bring nipa so the level of thinking up and trust them for the end is a logical reasoning. Wow, you minister you wan you nipa no ordinary person no. Bones na adwene ye den. E click some crowd there.
That's right.
But we are privileged. Say be kuta be MPs, be ministers, be CEOs, be deputy ministers.
God.
You know you from for now.
Now
yeah no nipa you know ya.
Afi yanko esunafo na yanko kodin komo. But minim say mrashe bedwa mu nso abeto dwa. Say yeah public university say na akufado na emi mberu na emi. Ye beba honom. Ya be dis enkomo. But ukru nto anankasa say sometimes when then we come to
say
yeah
we share sunafo no fa.
Yes
I have your 6 districts, 6 constituencies.
Oh, okay.
Now here a constituency suye. Even Ghana Crown is one of the largest constituencies.
Okay.
Ghana. We share political yema electoral commission, no more polling station, more demarcation. We have 210 polling stations. Say one is not for now. We share land size. Land size. Ultimate moving from the free Krubi Kasapin. So what's that?
Kasapin.
Very good.
Mateda.
Kasapin.
And also
constituency cinema.
Oh, okay.
You can drive about 2 hours to one place in the constituency. And this is northern region. I will be a Hunshi, and you'll be passing through villages, small communities, small towns. So you can just imagine.
I call it a boy.
And I say, Bambam cries, maybe what you call.
Ufri ball in the cobam when you
say, you call, let me go. But we have a Fabiano, but crew, ever council. And I'm saying predominantly a farming. A friend constituency. Na enu aso work akranti am say team adwuma so esa ewo ho. Na we have so many challenges. So Ghana dey wa onim say constituency bi eni wa impo ayawa so no of area dondumolo okra na am say yeah.
Okay.
Escafone for more the elite constituency no krano. There are a lot of problems. Not to say rural constituency. And so our challenges are enormous. So they make an acquiring esukusem, yesu, enyama, and I think these are issues in Tia. Yamon for who say no. Yasua party bakoko 24 years. So the first enough is enough. And try and this senior radio model. But so far so good.
Okay.
I'm saying okay.
So it means or how we announced for my your day 2 minute show, sir. And early days yet because then a 4-year mandate and maybe I will try about 10 months, even not 9 months. Into early no wait more than
8 months.
Yes,
in January.
10 months. But still early days yet, you know, into main Canterbury. But at the end of it, me I can say, by 10 months here, or by change pain about me a course.
You mean say, I said, "You can we are early days yet."
Yeah.
But my cousin I said, "You are saying it," and I said, "Chama cousin because the Accra100 we wanna." You the bosom in Crone day.
Oh no.
And you say
no.
And Sunny I had.
Yeah.
Name sa bosom in Crone no. Se wo nyin san bia na che say akura ne yen wo akura sisi
okay
but o hwe yura mama mamu yi ndc mamu ya ehye bia de agu akwa mu bia nyin san ehye ya ye wo gidie say ebe so abapa 20 na mekasa yefa ekwan to nchen because yura at force in about parliament. Okay, ye kasi ye kubai, your friend is saying your budget statement, and your budget reading, na presentation. And can you make woman na shaya? A friend ye shaya no. Nemum Ghana for ne amount for the disum faso after this year. Yen shakwan. big push me constituency na kwan bi o elene kura na ya package ya wo dem contractor mobilize aba no
yeah
they are still making noise about the road from Bidia ko Kasapin sa de ko sefi minia e wona koko dodo ni nya free e wona timba hodo free ba but kwan no ye free 2016 ya wo dem contract ya wo de could you believe say 8 years I any on by your man for so cram or antos
wow
big push first 32 major routes no na sa kwan ye den
any modem
and e kan ye dem say
that's your first timer
yes
hey
I'm a first timer
then it's a good achievement
and about another kwan I'm so free
okay
so free come say ba tepa ma ban you na ba go so
yeah
and so say na say award 2016 kwa the contractor Kofi Job o start year kra ko ye wi
Kofi Job Kofi Job you popular
o start year kra ko ye wi na a co-position and those are 8 years in your number to say make a big push 32 projects no ira mama so I say you know no co-position no I'm procure and name a friend trip
yeah
na omo hu se use no no mu jaho na we buy ye use machine na kasa
the more you reshaping of roads
feeder roads na dey no e bia no
mo twaso
said ye be ya manfo no ye be dey e be ha omo ya me chari ra mama o se ya fi bia no omo ye ho hyehye constituency bia benya 10 kilometers of inner roads
wow inner roads
10 kilometers of inner roads so in the next 3 years you know constituency bia benya 30 kilometers I mean I win
which is massive
and and this is the egu akwemu no ye nya mu 1% o so the good one no we mu 1% ko nya yo
so Ghana for film
ye on leshi ye projects e dey egu akwemu programs e dey egu akwemu minia party ba ko ne begu because she common fund this was assembly common fund could you believe say me no district
okay
common fund area mama dey by constituency for 2 quarters
okay
a does see you no more mobile for years ni na at time I tell you
just 2 quarters a does see you no from
4 years now 4 years no common fund on the bus enough because
the development be the
Akosu constituency and district name these were the kind of people who were really nice now your problem no
wow
see how copy common fund
yeah
ana kwabranete presidency ana wo hwe sunti na mo kickback na mo menya na chiti
eto mu anu we
yi na ona cheche ne ma na mom this yi ne coordinating director planning officer MP na mo ti ho na o mu na nim priorities e wo constituency ni mo na district ni mo no ya sa kuru believe so bitim be contracted timber district na o mechia MC kura na se ko awi odene because ye dey money crime right oba omo yeso so a ye mfa project amafo ni here
yeah ni onu benya bibia di wo they said president said moana mo be mo project
because you rise every your friend is saying am pem Darko o ka chere former finance minister so wo district 1 year common fund the call I mean Adam
okay
1 year about common fund the call district even as in election year na 900,000 na me finance officer to because of massa let's can we here for mo dey be basa no
900,000
for 1 year
na mo took okay for
me constituency 2.6 million
6 million cedis 36 billion international
now him
emu
ero se o ko DC ana se woni ho kwan se o baby o abadawo
Muhammad abad
the compound mienu say sunu classroom ba ko
ya tro ne esi
sunu classroom ba ko kg ba ko boho say mo fa we enye fu for drip mo fa we enye say
ya tro ne adiska ne kwaye
eho that's good governance and you enu anu me o maka 87 say no so man hwe na DC ni MC for no mo constituency mo money bra on be ji o mo kunya ne bebra
like 32
30 to them mo 30
yeah mom 30 as well
that is the situation
wow
it's
I'm impressed just 2 quarters
and a fact local government. I'm committee and ebi krati ebi diabo. Constituency na ebi so se ye de na ebi asatan bi kuta 80 million naira de na. Enti ade bia we this enti contractors na oba no kra no money che because amon ko ba bia nya adwuma no kra nwie and so this is the situation. Ulim we are fidie. This is just for 1 year. Enti the next 2 years, the next 3 years, the final year no. Na constituency bia na municipality bia eja say sika we e de empuntu a. Ah, na one chief asempa kodo. About amanyo about nyina no the amanfo no hwe ne say yebenya mpuntuo e wo yasetenem yebenya kanko e wo nkrum ni abrabo it is aban bia ba na wo yesa de we ya Ghana forces
in all these things when is where hunuma asunafo no of ye de
minimum say asunafo no of de say de make no yakwan maka ho asem
yes
it's my wish.
I can't put there because of this big push into nothing.
Problem, no.
Who should anyhow because they fear man.
It's my wish say after 4 years, you know. Sector by sector, no. You know say 4 years. It be wrong there, but never brace.
That's right.
Say betting me solve problems.
That's right.
But at the end of 4 years, you know, it was a baby in a no. You were electoral areas, you were communities, you were big towns. Baby be also to me bo konta e ma ya manfo no hu say indeed ejuma no mo de share yes no we ni we ana yetinya ya and of course when you me this year nko and even the education service crowd they are surprised this is mean school fees am tertiary institution more than 80 people
nko
MP be about better 8 years almost 8 years in any point to go for
80 people.
School fees, mako. More than 80 people still counting. Amomoko a friend is saying, senior school prospectus why a problem. And then I just send this mama for mamma so I'm funny day.
You on best who hears Kakotosha Gary.
And now come your constituency here. You buy a chair. And tell me, Brew. Now to make me say, school sir, macrocra. School sir. I say, everyone become dilapidated. Schools are asset crown. 5 schools now. Madam is Sasuma. Yeah, man, probably material. I am not MPs no. Once I say DC for now, I'm on assembly near all the contract. You don't award contracts. And the end say, you need a man for Nana Mokasa. No, the materials nako. No, most of my home denied.
But some more MPs common fund.
But that one is no it's
in your match one.
Yeah. So about 5% of the common fund now, because so you can just imagine.
But
you can utilize it.
This is 6 million.
If I 600 cities, 600,000.
Oh.
It's 300,000. So 5%.
So it's not much.
But you can still utilize it. So they make us say crack.
It's not much. So it means that my say, we do pitch about 2 exercise books that you know watch because.
And that is where
300,000.
That is especially by Musino. That is the time I was say.
I said, and it will come 10%.
But and only idea I was a Mao MP would team me up with your DC and MC.
Okay.
So what did they make say a year is up. Mobile, how many so by me constituency MC. Many I say piano.
Okay.
I did your piano. You first have to follow me.
Yeah.
Now I'm charging.
And it's also because most will make you rule in some time who become your MCs. Because I know the ABM higher crown, but I know. I know that ultimate MC I am consult to MP. And the Ubana also MP.
And a typical example is what I'm making.
Okay.
What is the mechanism? Because Omuna Kuta resources in a but he has also need to swabber. And to me, when I make Antina local government committee now, Mushiana or they probably MC for no. They told them point blank. So MP no, and they told no swabber. Or in the core campaign, co promise ye. You can't close to your show mobile. Semeba Macy. It's a way I did now consulting now. Especially as a party, you're weakening the party.
MC credit and time anymore. MP no need
exactly. But to be one no and I say, oh, say the area my money out of forcing at this basis cabin 10 years. You see, you're more resourceful.
Yeah.
Omo on almost my in schools near that they continue omo prepare bed. I'm a 2 empty.
Yeah.
And it doesn't work out well.
In your community, more schools under trees maybe. Any more free buha to me call now to me sort of foremost year and I'm on
they only say school don't be over. And pomo cleaning. School don't be over. All matakwame dying. In plaster home.
Atakwame dan no mko school.
And a blackboard in there, and then I'm over the but no. This year, you know, capture most of them. And the more GD say they make us a son we because to the next 4 years now. In 4 years now, you see any more problems in your. But say schools are the 3 day, and they say how they
say. Yes, but I wish Anka ever quit in Anka Takwame dan at the end of the 4 years, no. And you remove 50% today. You see block. In terms of health, Senate here or Ibia say cheap compounds money are there. Say na woman for no assess apomudin.
Honestly,
or how woman no waka na mpanyu fat in any you don't swear they are not to me.
Yeah. As a member of parliament, what's a month for nebo? A month for your GD amount. Say brand never so me. Na ebisi anamu na fa adepa brain no the same breath the amount for no sentiment be amount for no share no you have to start with them eti me menye MP a se bi ade no nya meka say enye se ma hu se enye system se ye da bi issue be a challenges be a ho bia no we voice out me kai big push projects ya nya me media friendly pa and social media na that nyina enti akwan nye bia especially akwan me na ma kan wasem me akasa me bia me opportunity bia na me kan wasem so I wasn't surprised in the first 32 projects in the big push that's how me kwan na me e kan look you have to speak out any person one kasa say one ton
that's true
but all the other na one person I want for to kana
yeah
no problem Boss is the original capital.
Okay.
Nah, but I was happy. Say enrich, yes, enra. Health minister, yeah. Ira, come me talk kando. No come stand in the bush here.
Oh, okay.
Constituency. About see new regional hospitals. So the newly created regions, and I was so happy.
Good.
See, I know no. I'm very optimistic. See, CBCSC. Miami constituency, constituency capital.
Okay.
Go. So when it comes to health issues, challenges,
okay.
And a person has a winning. My name is health director, health.
I would district. Okay.
And then the phone so be one now. Me try. Yeah, and then my person me procure hospital equipment. At the ADB in these few days.
Good.
And see,
no Chama hospitals,
hospital compounds,
Okay.
And the friend is the facilities can take it in a warning now.
Good.
That will be a
good.
Could be why you so. Let me say, be 1 month, no, almost see the friend is saying, let's just go test view. Now, sure. Now, month for your queen, baby, that. Who's that? If you more money, let's put in an authority now agree said they should convert. Sir, necessary testing into a ward. Well, catch him as the vulnerable. Now, or him, my yare. Now, the Mako Tumi Krumu clinic, Mekona, Mene.
Oh,
my mom for only been at that same.
So
they have no other option than to convert the Sabangolo now. Say MP Dada.
Okay.
I see it. It means I say, me finish it. But the best,
that's good. Say, I continues.
And see, I know who can't come on.
President Mahama hospitals here. Or say we are, other places in Kumasi. Say, Abana no year. Some can Oman for
Afari hospital. So, but we say it's our time. Also, Ghana for catch politicians be in their face. Say enough is enough.
Ghana for no.
Yes.
Young can't tell more politicians.
Yes.
Say enough is enough.
And Oshayira Mahama, I say, ne mercy. Or my who say, indeed, we can do things different.
Okay.
Yeah. your budget are the bar January February. Unim say allocations about 70 to 80% na ye di tuaka. Ah, ye nuanum kwa bi omo ye ni alade kwa. Ye hu kwa so na ye road debt nkwa ye more than 20 billion Ghana cedis.
So ye hu kwa.
Just imagine. But ye tuasa ka no. And then who say contractors be start here omo ye den. Omo ye wo enyuma no. Sa hospital say moise. There wasn't any sense in it say aban bi ba na ofiri so a taxpayers money timamfo na sika. Oh, and you sample to Juma no. But with unnecessary and needless reasons say me ya you better say we na start here and I'm back to us 20. It doesn't make sense. The poor citizen rather is going to suffer.
That's right.
What did I make an say?
That's right.
It's honestly every boy right Mama Baso. And the yeah must say because this is 20 but and nema eshaya onim say this assembly common fund. There's a portion woman say you have completely legacy projects.
Okay. Say no dia shame.
Shame.
And he say president to see.
Exactly.
And don't forget President Mahama also share about during campaign.
Sure.
Say all these legacy projects in abandoned ones and we make sure say
will be completed. Onim say the constituency could be for Kasapen. Community days e-block. Minia.
Am start too pretty?
Yes, ye boss ye bibia o. And your co-position.
Cause I no.
Yes.
And amanya ho adwuma.
8 years now him community na 5 GB. Ana mo admit it. Your friend mo ko question of deck no. Yeah. Friend is private candidates no.
Okay.
No mutimi admit more than 1,000 students. Oh school na every I ja ho ko no ko fi anya ho hwe no. That is the situation level Ghana. You block car. They are investing hugely. See what's a failure.
So sad.
Honorable Minister of Education aka obe complete sad na my.
So sad. And I know the fair
legacy projects na ya start here completing there. I think say
my main quarter to jobs kakra. Minim say when you say pressure ibia baby at TNT I 10-year course. And I know to that ko ye free MPs na omo fa say omo timi fa WhatsApp on so omo reply text messages omo reply ni ade so drew campaign and your friend no afa primary school dey home school na so me wa han my ya na me dey make can say in terms of course there so be nye MP obenya 100 course but obeye MP obenya 500 course now osa benya appointment there obenya 7 and you know logically and practically it's difficult for MPs to offer all course in the idea. But text messages near the no more PAs. To the beer na make a connect jobs. Make a connect jobs say mobile bemu 10 months. Why is baby go feel? Most say on chain na mon settle but most much salary honorable and I might. Yes, honorable.
Grassroots.
Me power say create the bisa wo. We me no wa me bisa wo. Me power say one bisa wo.
Grassroots oh how pana. But it's true.
Yeah.
When you say in your complaints maybe.
Okay.
Especially when it comes to phone calls. When you time my parliamentary candidates no.
Yeah.
And my bemo no.
Yeah.
Na responsibility saying na
okay.
So what did they make can say? If you okra na party for na kwa na be hia o time bia no akasa.
Okay.
Nti esa na within few bia be 30 minutes afi kwa na bia wonya call back.
Okay.
E bia 20 minutes afi wonya call back. But this is the case sir. Ya toba mai. Jaba bem yo mampanyi make us say o ya MP. We are CEO, we are deputy minister. And they gonna they were to Obama oh, they want to Obama oh. Obian him say you are in saying in the helm of affairs.
Yeah.
Especially even MPC. And obi for ya feel obi say to Obama and want to
David.
Obia be free. Obia so anyhow. So the costs are overwhelming. That one Canada. Especially so we say another double responsibility crowd there. Now I be especially ministers and deputy ministers. You have the same period. But ministers, deputy ministers, you can just imagine.
And when you auto settings, when you auto settings,
the pressure. Let me say, I pick. Make me like I said, Debiano. 100% they won't to me.
Everyone's on a P and also.
But normally, no. Now, if you cross a person, will be a friend of the afro be never.
I'll be on some pennies. Anyways, if you promise to say a Jumano, grassroots, yeah,
a Juma 7, no, so they will kind, you know. We are early days yet.
So much more. Now you're meeting me now. Minister Penny back could be Bahona. Obishiana say, oh, I am more to move a binding settle.
But Otu,
a binding settles
one challenger.
Or sign contract.
One challenger. You're facing a bandana.
Yeah.
A bandana, a tremuno.
Okay.
Umza Ganagas. Yeah, free sooner. Now a what staff? A year 220.
Okay.
And now I almost have more than 2,000.
2,000. Because almost for Moncro for you.
Almost especially a kaka cramya bed. Jatuabano.
Almost see you, ma.
Share.
Yeah.
Honorable Minta kind of problems of face well, less is winning and say. Be more econo. A cabin 2 months, 1 month.
Yeah.
And a fun nurses. Without any plan.
Yeah.
The same applies sector by sector. Even police ground that the crowd security service no.
Okay.
They're the same.
Yeah.
And I'm a rate bill no. Rate bill like that. S2 without plan.
Yeah. Honorable.
It's yabe. We have to sit down.
Yeah.
And I honestly the ministers know that I don't know. That is what they are doing. Obi just say.
Yeah.
Sabi I'm for my boy, I'm for my dear support here no. Yam pere juma mo munye, yam mo any. No. That is nobody's intention. Okay. Our intention is to support the people.
Okay.
Give them jobs.
Okay.
But we Ghana ha woni yesika sem. Woni se ne masi. E wo se timi ye den. Eye enema enkofa problem and how be anya den. Emre government no. Enti abotran de ze de obi akura pa abotran de obeti bi. Enema be yi.
Yati why? Father for all aban yati. I said
what's about
Dabi no okay baby. Mate. I father for abayate. Why? You see the point I and my who say, and me galam say near sorry so na me take over. Ne say, and found when brofa mobeka. Mobasi akoye campaign 2028. Whatever you do, mpacho unfenshe mutri. Sa time no monko kan chiro say na wage bill ne so. Sa time you need the people. Maybe honorable 1 minute. On say microphone ba say na 400. Oma fa nipa ma for do 2000. Say microphone nyina ye koto aba. Omo ntoma mo.
Sure.
Me pa mo chow. Find ways and means. Pick your people. Enye ndisi sika. Taxpayers money gold no nya ndisi dia. Diamond no ye dia. Mon fa microphone create jobs. Because Mahama Bae on kwa bonten ko bo besia. And you look at the big things he's doing.
Yeah.
Sabese na mokoba besia set factories, push NDC people inside. One thing I've seen with NDC is say you don't create your millionaires. Enti moko position mo bre. But MPP come they pick their people. Enti yesra mamo make documentation. Mamo kabro for sem. The boys down need jobs. Push them into jobs.
Unim say the wa okay.
Honorable.
Say the wa okay no. We are early days yet. You say no akase be wo.
That's honorable.
What did I make?
Yes, sorry, what do Galam say to say?
Me mo na kasa de finally.
Monya Galam say.
Timbale o.
The Timban say to say.
Galam say assembly and 400 baby out free.
Timunye Timban say.
Yeah, affective yeah. It's as leaders no. In your konya was here kabi. That was the fight against Galam say. Otu wa be dear dance say aben bia ni wa match. Especially Galam say yes. Aben bia ni wa the near press. Sa o how no. Obetu ase say Rama.
There's some microphone be to be.
Obi any evidence abeka.
Okay. But evidence.
In any case obi our party. Ghana one any party. What catch me? Obi our party. It is obi adwana so yan this na no yan baby na. But the most important thing is say your national chairman nyebi. Your regional chairpersons nyebi. Your national secretary nyebi.
Onsu nyebi.
Yes we nyebi MPC nyebi. Nemu abandana na chairman no. We have clear evidence to say.
Omusu yebi.
Omo empany for yebi. Original chairpersons, I'm paying for no evidence or any implicate me. So no me galamsey. That is where the problem lies. Now the original chairman, it's been a man assassin for two commission on a assassin. But just a mano. Your tone compartment near friend say concessions. I said your tone a friend is saying a cocoon catio a friend is a money license almost the my within from 1932 about 2016 man license no 70 as 80 cra but we mutam le shoot ya omo mining license be almost 2000 ene yura amakofi boa samna what here Otie,
we revoke 270
licenses even timber licenses there's a ban on it. Timber licenses are what Charlie minia yeah baby free no e kayim awe say nipa wo en kana sem itimi ton wasase team a friend say kwaye compartment makoma 100 ema nipa bako
hwan no wan ne ton no
no forestry commission
Sir John
commission
Sir John
I'm kasi nipa wu yen kana sem yen kana chi asem
wu no waton ade na say e ka honorable yen ka say
Accra forest to the extent say they even went further yen suro nyame esuro Ghana for esuro nananom say beton Accra forest part of it. That was the extent of our problems.
Honorable YDC, my last question is parliamentary leader or ka say universities are President Akufo-Addo rename me ni nyina mo be say asesa ni nyina. I don't know the last one under 2 minutes ni sorry so.
Oto na sa Akufo-Addo na pipi abande. Ghana na mbebu ye no. Unim. Obubu Ghana no. Party dodo na manfo dodo na to ba mo nyina no. Na oba na yenka ne say enipa kuo ketua bi family and friends. Il pa kuo ketua bi na bedi no so mfa so. Wa mana so nko an. Impo yes school sa. Wo na nanom kwan si bi no. Otu o tie me. Schools institutions are. Yeah, a friend say Lena na the party no NCB no. Oba be sesa ni nyina etin. Because opese o please opese hu sa pa. Ono na be o man panti. Obi a pen bia no. Wo wukra na wo so nya wo so mfa so. Wo so chefa. Enu ti na yi samanfo mu we nyina no. Wo say otuo mo ka dia. Ena odomu din etoto schools a. Empenfo bi yewura kwame krom be si ye. You are running to be see ya.
To mobile sister na.
No negotiable. Yeah, support. Your friend is saying. Bello. So more the ban na 2,000 krana. You be sleepy.
Honorable. Ma, ya na wase. Nyankopon nhyira wo. Say your tongue safre wo utimi bae. God bless you. Honorable Haruna Mohammed, a member of parliament. Esunafo of Emrepem yakwe anim after 2 years me yesu se betimi ebia before the cry na ye dinko ebedro nom na yetimi aye enema bebre ye twa ho ba better Dr. Desmond Kofi anan enka ona bo se bibia ne ho biem na
you say there's someone I'll be about
last words
but my last words say tell you what can you exercise patience and no na me if one of the CEOs say kasa okay. So the discussion was centered on jobs. Yeah, but he was telling me, honorable, me from 2012, 2009, ABC 2016, manya you may be at that. But this is the case, and I'm the deputy CEO. Okay. And so be able to be a faster. You say, Musa, and your papa be a pattern MP. It's a say exactly. Okay. Our president means what? If you remember name or the association or the Guacoma, Tajimpa, so be Boagana, and it's not a party for. Okay. And I can say no animal.
Thank you so much.
Ghana in my hand, I've said one thing already about trying to bridge the traditional and the
culture.
And what?
Culture.
Yeah, the culture with modern politics. Because I feel that if we are able to do that, it will recondition all our minds into knowing that it's important to care about Ghana and make Ghana work. And then through that, we would also know that if everybody were pilfering from Ghana, Ghana cannot stand on its feet. So that is one thing, other thing that I would try to use tradition to address. Because as we were growing up, we were all told that for you to steal, it's not nice when you say it in English. For you to take money that is not yours, let the money get embarrassed. Let me put it that way. I think you understand it better.
It is not only illegal, but it's immoral and unethical.
Totally immoral and unethical. So, and the traditional thing can sometimes reinforce our behavior and our behavioral patterns to such an extent that there are certain things that we would just not do if we just put ourselves into a traditional setting. So that's one thing that I think we should look at. The second thing, Shaka, is the fact that if we look at our countries and we try to let the young people in the countries become very nationalistic, where as American kids they will sing their national anthem, they will say their national pledge, we do the same and feel an affinity to our country, so that there are certain things we will just not do because of upbringing and loving our country. Now the third thing that I think I would personally do is to make sure that law enforcement agencies, be it the police, be it the immigration, be it the military, whatever, understand these norms. And we as individuals should keep politics away from them. Partisan politics, because it's good when every human being in Ghana understands the political issues. It's very good. Understands. But not partisan.
Yes.
So that they can do their work without fear.
To put their country above everything else. To put the country above
everything else. These are the three things I think I will look at. If I had Ghana in my hand, I've said one thing already about trying to bridge the traditional and the
culture.
And what?
Culture.
Yeah, the culture with modern politics. Because I feel that if we are able to do that, it will recondition all our minds into knowing that it's important to care about Ghana and make Ghana work. And then through that, we would also know that if everybody were pilfering from Ghana, Ghana cannot stand on its feet. So that is one thing, other thing that I would try to use tradition to address. Because as we were growing up, we were all told that for you to steal, it's not nice when you say it in English. For you to take money that is not yours, let the money get embarrassed. Let me put it that way. I think you understand it better.
It is not only illegal, but it's immoral and unethical.
Totally immoral and unethical. So, and the traditional thing can sometimes reinforce our behavior and our behavioral patterns to such an extent that there are certain things that we would just not do if we just put ourselves into a traditional setting. So that's one thing that I think we should look at. The second thing, Shaka, is the fact that if we look at our countries, and we try to let the young people in the countries become very nationalistic, where as American kids they will sing their national anthem, they will say their national pledge, we do the same and feel an affinity to our country, so that there are certain things we will just not do because of upbringing and loving our country. Now, the third thing that I think I would personally do is to make sure that law enforcement agencies, be it the police, be it the immigration, be it the military, whatever.
Abo nine echo, ye mamia wenyani baby ko, ye former First Lady Nana Kudedu Ajiman Rawlings, and penifo who do be dodo nwana ako if you work akuchi ebusia na akoma omo ya ako. Say in the course of the day, no, former President Nana Danko Akufo-Addo and then pound for a coho. Sanso, I think it's a President Kufuor Akwaku former president. And a Baimum penny for led by the Honorable Julius Deborah, and so Akwaku Pimu and I'm Primino Case Wonunano. Busiano Yako Sanso na Ghana for who do bibria Majibra Mutie and so. Moya Consemono. Kwanya Basse Mubiti na Modia Aba Facebook and so Accra100.5 Mejibre na makaini na idea mamo WhatsApp lines and so odi fawa ye be kan na bibibia akose de woseko kuma we communication team member Edima NDC Amayoku no sanso na minsaka Mr. Boadi Woodin Naturen Naturen appear Boadi ono so ye NDC communication team member and penifo mi na minsaka mo studio I no mo ba be singu yana fe ensema wodua and they dey go apono so no ye no mo atwetwe ho komo kakran ba men ka usu biemu se enne amino kase na prempren wa mo hwe TV no be hu se President Mahama launch I think free tertiary education say yeah for people with disability one PWD for no a good move papa mami first of all yen shen komodi na sisi Prince Bibi aboko de mama akwaba. Nice one. Yeah. I see. Na bibi ofi boko de. NDC muti say.
NDC muti say oni na imuye.
Zao.
Ekoyi.
I see.
So far ampanya mambo no
ekoyi. I see. Yeah. I see. Mr. Boadi, Udin the first one, the mean tempted some a boy and nurturing.
Thank you, Doc.
Hey, ready. Send me finger bar. Nurturing.
Nurturing. Yes, sir.
Na Bibia Boko, dear.
Nyamiadom. That's my Bibia Boko.
I see. Now, you're starting comedy and say, first of all, a young tea winning free President Mahama launch free tertiary, Ediama, people with disabilities. Say, ye near no more, one more did them. So we must say yeke. Say man penny abine say and they won't got tertiary any free. Tertiary is ye chrimone say and to school university asem yeke. And antesa. Prince, te kakra fi huna fi yen hwe se de be kono.
All right. Mamencha yati for you.
Great.
Mamencha NDC for you now.
Great.
Mamencha me ba ko pe lawyer Beatrice sana. Last time we saw ba.
Sa.
Twi my mama.
Twi
no kan me dey say mommy twi o. Sa go fa ka sa na ya kan me dey say na twi.
Say o twi pa. O twi pa. Body home
come. Send no kan no. I have free tertiary for people with disabilities. Na manifesto promise President Mahama de Ghana for you now.
Okay.
But since na na popular pie no features. Okay, so we be to level 100 for you now. All tertiary institution we be to level 100. But and also can and now new system at a force and allocated about 499.8. Approximately 500 million Ghana cedis say I feel we young fans shares as can. And we are or more say be because more the mundi them. What the Obibia Sebi, we are French, yet about 140,000 students over. Okay. Because as at Nana, Nkofaya, this very scam or Munkwa, as I reimburse you. Komutu already as an prepare a budget is no. It's just Kanama back. May 140,000, 440 students.
Okay.
And as Kanata Mako Munchen. And at this period on there, more way disabled, more way quote unquote able to. I see my car disabled, and physically challenged. Omu na eti omu na bom. Ana President Mahama kasa o sign to aso akompono. Mo sebi mo di dem no sebi o no. Mo dey from level 100 to 400 college education na woko, nursing training na woko university. Sala metu am from level 100 to 400 be we no. Metu na ma.
What did damu ko dia?
What did damu ko dia because when you say ebia se one year Friday dey so beti ba ko ya adwuma nya sika. Enya challenges am omukum. You have to understand the society of free move. Lunch no a branch of Bekasai, and come years. Also, it's not for 2 years. Can you start police? We are on didn't so school. And I do a book when they say, what did them they are CBCB, who school, university, or stress or become anti President Mahama says, I'm normally in APM.
Okay.
We want to promote inclusivity.
Okay.
So the mere fact of say, BBR 2 winter. You deny access to tertiary education. Entire local statistical way.
Okay.
And they are lunch.
Okay.
But lunch don't just have to know about you are already.
Okay.
Just that and then I hear your official ceremony. That the actual Ghana flow.
Okay.
But more sebi or more tertiary now more did them sebi no. Abanya to musika ina.
I see.
Omoko 200 300 no so no.
Okay.
Abana best and this kind of street e dey amass schools na ma omonti ahwe.
All right. Israel. Sad we move we and this particular policy e dey na wo feel say wa adwini mo no ensunsuaso be na anamfasodie be na de be bre ye nuanemo a sebi wono mo atuwenchen bi a sebi bia na enye ne fort kura like effect be na feel say be nya wo mo so
that's my medase ma me fan chia ma His Excellency John Dramani Mahama.
Okay.
Doc reset agenda no make us say Ghana for jina Filibi. Enti wa to about in 2024 for John Dramani Mahama who say wa bato no eso be ban faso.
Great.
I mean fan chance mo mi boss the Minister for Government Communication, the Honorable Felix Ufosukwache. Obo juma onim governance accountability series no. Yeah, my minister bia ba efficacy mu. I think last week that was the second time I shared the AG. Our chair nyama year as aban. Onim said there is one program here na year promise in the manifesto big one. Oral. Operation Recover All Loots. Enra AG chair programs are aban de gu akwan mu a ye hwe se amanfo asebe mu di aban sika no. Omo nkokwa will punish them and make sure say we will recover all these monies. Mami fan chia so ma miami bra penyi the MP for Accra100 Central Constituency, the Honorable Abdul Latif Dan, and the Miami brother, Honorable Frank Nkansa, the MC for Accra100 Central Constituency and a municipality. Many have been so obedu Ghana ha enra Caleb Gansa Wabanti Mekase Emanakwaba. He will also enjoy the good governance of John Dramani Mahama.
I see.
Desmond, the mechanism so be said we did them. It is two things.
Okay.
Either you the one and answer to renchen be na tono.
Great.
Obi any who we did them or person I will be a person with disability. Sabe see a case obi di them na e kire say ade bi wo ha ntumi nye. 79 ho on nensa ne nifra and what have you bibia e manipa no enye more or less like onya advantage like a normal human being in quotes so we share NDC manifesto de bia kan na eye manifesto bia na obia ka ho bi na eye an inclusive manifesto sebe undi dem a obenya manifesto no so mfaso where the them so are the same way meaning kind no fee stress hundreds of students are Muhammad Daroma His Excellency fees are omutua no government reimburse it again to them no how many ajia those monies could be invested in other areas of their education and you share the launching of no fee stress to persons with disability make us say His Excellency John Dramani Mahama wanya mesu edwuma because sebe obi ani afra obi ne nan on nsa edwumaden a obetumi aye metumi aye ntumi nye bi enti say wa moa entwa ne school fees that person will be deprived education you see Desmond John Dramani Mahama His Excellency sebi oye manpanyin bi a ope omedi dem fo asempa menkan ko ekira ne first sem yenya minister bi I've forgotten the portfolio. The Honorable Seydou Dana. Chieftaincy. Thank you very much. Nimpa na ya join say be onhu ade. But John Dramani Mahama man position as a minister. Sa nimpa say no, say okase otua fees ya ma omomodi dem a obetime ma na broso. Nti meka ne say a major significance. Say e ma ho kwan say disability Desmond any impediment for anybody trying to access education so be nimpa no nis campo a za nimpa no be so teacher ni a obekọ teacher training college so person call university etwa so call the advanced level to become a doctor like a good self that person can be and what it makes they say boama those who are disabled and those who are able no under the same level pegging na opportunity obenya no obi etumi nye bi nti eba ne sebe okọ Kaneshi market Makola market ye beyi manfo a sebe ne nie franti Australia okwan ho sebe ne nan enye adwumanti Australia no se nipa no onya education na it places the person at an advantageous position obetimi atra de obetimi a doctor obetimi a nurse enti what His Excellency has done no what I will say again is ade a waye no God Almighty will bless John Dramani Mahama. As I say, over the years, based on what I know, yenya mampenyin bia sebe wadwen edidem fo ho to this extent. I shall say omo de omo ntua fees bia. Ombeko school no from level 100 to level 400 aban eso masene. And I believe say this policy no yamane nda hosa. It should be institutionalized. Say na be ya in the government that comes in the distant future no that government don't mean now those who are disabled no benya access to quality education. All right.
Nurturing.
Thank you.
Nurturing appear body and otene then earlier on Prince Kuma so etre ne bobre ewo etre na adwene efa dia dwumedia ndai make say mo amohweti mbe hu say etwegu ewo so yemfa be 2 minutes nti ye mame first lady former first lady nso dia no kakra Prince who experience no because we are relatively younger.
From afar.
Okay.
But time I'm what to say now active now. One Kunu 31st December movement
I can understand.
But make us say ya concern koma na busia for na for ina me dey make us say ade ba kwa na me dwen ho ni akeka Accra100 ye me nti ama de gine ho say oyo ba oya kudro for na say utimi ware rollins is enough so what ma ware rollins the kind of person na oye make us the paboni ni
of course
o share na kudro no ma na o sitie the way and back right kind of one sense
exactly
at some point it's na flight mu e ko jam so ono kwanko
yes
Hey, I'm not Papa with Pana, the Obana, always came like Sano. And to ultimately, why Rollins alone, no Ghana was a now, Mammy way. Ultimately, or you'll be at because all I would say Rollins like I don't know about teams of Casa, I am missing, but to Musa, what's my keeping in. And I mean, Obeka's a wanking name in our body politics. Watch her say, one ordinary woman.
Yes.
Or shall I about Commons or yeah, one the pie say, look on the personality, what he's known for.
Yes.
One casa made a media or come with down. Okay. And also, a whole different thing. And making sure say, mobile and power women. And so, the 1st December women movement. Martin said, or more established over 870 schools. Celebrate my empower, my our special more class economically and politically. Say, my next will become not to I was saying taking major decisions about the country. Also involved. And one call out there self empowerment or demonstration. For the first time, about to be a contest against the city president. It was 2011.
Yeah.
And this year prime minister. Mammy said that be down. I don't call contest.
Sir.
I don't know. Hey.
Hold on, Funka games in the buy.
Because I did normally, Krayana, Mema Cross will say will be a president. Not or sign could be also. Okay, 2020. Prime Minister, MP for Prime. I'm going to hold to Muse Dabi. Movie and contested. Yeah. Mampani Akufo. Then, as it then was. Now, on bad things, sorry, say you. Men can't say at the bomb. I would do not know. Not even coming from the point, so sign your back. And I'm saying, or chair, say, was a son of my division, normal. Or bass a bit to me.
Sir.
I 2016, was I the first woman around here, so called president in Ghana. But you say, ABI, my American, or inspiration for one.
Exactly.
Or the call it, Genesis, Nabila,
yeah.
But you say, be a moon 99
PMP.
For one. What kind about PNDC law 111? And the advocacy say, and Mao, in the name say traditionally, Nabema, of us, if I was a father for the as they will coffee or bow Ukuna work or Busia Fonchen, or more fighting the kiss of Benyamra, ever protect the inheritance rights of women. So Ukunuwa, I got Padena, at least a man or Mutuminabi or Banos on Tinabi. Now Kobasa or Banos, then Kunya Wu, you actually be there. And Timamino to a idea, Ghana for every kind, and her being the first lady first lady of the republic or first republic. But did say it was a kind of so it wasn't out of place. Say President Dramani Mahama say for 3 days and fine can I say from soon and you say na yam fan kaka especially man say obeti me alright to be able to do bia and me say NDC so for the first time in education produce a first female vice president. I remember Pajasa hinti say enchebiano or did say Ebenya
Benioba.
The Jesus are comments already, and I had some about the nation. They say, Mamma, I born in homebody, and it's where this ever kind of.
Okay.
Now, you're kind of saying, soon,
yeah.
The version in legacy will live here. So, one be on no crown, or be on Ma more Ghana now. Because I about property on once a month. I go wait one on one, but if you are mom work, so when you be Kuna bread, now Abusia father, Padina. There was that BM 1 a.m. A bit of boss and Colani money now by where your mom would drink that.
Okay.
I was a name Maya by now.
All right.
Mama,
all right. Adrian.
Doc.
Yeah, Kai make a cry in 2 minutes.
Say a casa ya Kai, Her Excellency Nana Rollins. The mechanism or your bar na okra vision Cassia.
Okay.
See, I share the life of Nikunu, His Excellency Jerry John Rawlings, sir. Met me, like I say, Nyama be brea or ye no. None a year ebony chidom ye pa. See a qua bako same we account 31st December 1981, and ye can't emra Rawlings ebe two liman a banguye 31st December. Intena ye da na a song bodima the then PNDC AFRC diba NDC. Enti ya maame efa aside in 31st December women movement no the ohun ya ne say sebe ni kunu lead mema no and mema so were a lot of opportunities when it comes to politics inyama pi na sebe etwem mark form in terms of politics and governance then I mean so metimi aye e de pejamba any woman who thinks this way should be hailed, should actually be lifted shoulder high. Esan say ye hwe Ghanaian politics na akoye ejume bi ana member dominate ye pa nanso Ajiman Rawlings ehwe say obe empower ma
listen so mame mo amo hwe wo Facebook no se wunya mba so abraso ntententem ne san se mfoni a etwago fa ye maame ho ye nikasem as she lived very well just say sidie onona sadi onfendi agrokra openyum so kama pa aha you say bra Facebook ne so Accra100.5 na behwe wani so ade behwe Chema Rollins na ne yere edi asare che se ha no odi yepa me che yenko
that's one enti obi sami ameka se Nana Kunedu Ajima Rollins to me about modern Ghanaian politics are me describe it as the first feminist in Ghana with regards to political issues ubisa ma beye 100 in Ghanaian politics are about 80 FR inspiration from her. One thing I like about her so much and yes a man kwan emulating ne strong mindedness. So kase me ye now gidi say eni mamia. De o kanya na sem. And to hwem kan sem bi say she is the first woman to contest the highest position of president in this country. Na hwe emra na ya papa Atamels Manpenyi or playing a second term. Na the founder of a political party in a year esime contest the sitting president. On say e ade bi mpo a mema mpo would not dare to do. Enti oba ye sane kire say oba na kokodro no e was through ye pa. Secondly, Desmond, yefa the branding of NDC logo ni bibia it is attributed to Her Excellency Nana Kunedu Rollins. Apart from the fact say ni kunu a founder of a political party no wanye passive under the Fourth Republic or you're the longest serving first lady, and I can say without mentioning where say Osanso you're the most impactful first lady. 31st December movement of forming you know oko most market areas are or she say sabi oba benyem awo na onyem no wo a obehwa akwara for about 2 to 3 years ebe affect ejuma oye the way and say our mothers who work in the market no or set up kindergartens and nursery in the marketplace into koton ade a na obanso eku school and invariably na or empower women economically and I believe say Ghana ma Australia ye pa na Ghanaian politics in the next decades to come 2 decades to come no see e kase ye pe ma no mo akokodro no mo hwe say the convictions they have no will be able to see the light of day yen to mean through the Ghanaian history with reference to a man modimbo na yen yi Nana Kunedu emfrim the American say sebe owo krade an kwanto menje ye say techereman so empro enti going forward no e was see to me sua niema oye ya e boa ya ma ye politics no e konkan e sanso e ko yie the American biam say e was in life no empower man and man who say ye ka de bia say ma bebre enter into the political space it brings about some sanity. Esan say sebe a man can be corrupt but the extent to which oba be corrupt no e low we compare mema and secondly a man so abadaye into mara politics mu eboa ama ye tumi e ye omani ye into make say e man yako ye pa ye be stress nyankopan kasa fa ne kransie na onhwe say dwumedi obedi ye no ye betumi sua ade wo mu na aboa ye politics no ye di koye nim no.
All right, tie abusia mpenifo yi na majo ma o manu disem efa this two very important subject here emprempren e beto ye pono so afi yenko yensem na nkasemu enei Naimus Prince me ba also kamia ye say ene videos ni mfoni bia ye hu na etwaguo no na je say Naimus omudwumedie no ye ma ye ni ko ho a beboa papa what in 70 bi say wono mu abura forest reserve manager say still a man for say womu de omuntidi akokora ade say no a nei womu sa kan womu a me sure say me say na say bribery bi kura bebe kuku mu ni ade omu say da it won't happen ni ade uhu sa 9 musum dwumedie no so far eto saying
like I say, my last minister Abaso. Of course, Mampanina was a born Abaso.
Yes.
So I appointed last minister. Now my son, name was paying for in Abaso. I think say me by metal put no 2-year interview be with one woman be a Okasama Minister of Lands and Natural Resources. Bribery now comes on our boss, so I think 100,000 Ghana.
Yeah.
So move for national security. Now I bet Chiam Heke, and I had a mom, and I was so much. And I'm with you and a mom handcuff for F.
That's all.
How much you're for F. But you said 9 months, I do not know. I know what I was saying. I bought my basso. Now, I'm saying first, I want to lawyers and media and Fabasso. Donate about 5 pickups and 5 million Ghana cedis. So, you're the bomb. What that's my boy or more operational capacity, or what's my boosty. Now, what's my Dijuma also moody. Won't say initially at the IGP task force. Emma mo number number na bi no kwa be so mko jo musika. Emma o kai say president in the media account I catch say the reason how mo withdraw mo is obeti 9 months. 9 months e say the central point. E say nya concerted effort. Say okay, I deal with bakopen and deco and MPP who say na Operation Vanguard gallant stop number.
Yes.
Inti e ba sa na we corner we so ba si achi a one directive we so ko ha na so ko ha. Inti yenya crew ba ko mu nya na eku. One command me
down.
Say ye ko ha ne also ko ha ne. Me na ya soma mo. Obi ntin ko fi ba bi mba say we so na soma me. Say me so me operation we obi see me 9 months and say you are me 5 months. E ba sa na obo say mo ankasa mo san esi mu nko a mo nlachi we fighting.
Yes.
9 months so far babia report and these are facts. I just say babia mo launch attack bia obi say the turbidity levels of the water bodies in akofa for reserves now ma komu na obi say mpanyifo sorry galamsey is no mo ho no omo afri hoko. Of course there are instances of we wo no ma now on person mo sign more cheaper. That's why a minister upon introspection of the exercise no say no. I was say after the science station personnel military officers were on because they got permanently free whole new year. What the guarantee say one sign by hoping the station I security for on ma so mo yo mari so mo sign mo che babio ma o metimi quickly no so mo ntimi enso mo anu wo hompo na metimi africa say oh nkofo bi ba ha o mmeboa nkofo na pam mo sign ba back na yetimi akoso sign no ma no entimi we na board down to the guarantee fight say NDC aban we committed to that fight. And the next time we say lines is about 270 at 1080. And in that chair say, Mampani want to ensure say obi bia one for kwan paso and now crater. Be so one crater na expire. Sell also obi so your money. And Mampani sit daddy. Yen fasa in your madam. And imagine say who revoke and so terminate about 270 lines. Imagine no so as I see over home by. And NDC about when you know now way. Almost na MPP abre so na DV for omoni be excavators. E ba yen register yen license. Inti ye ko chiwia wonti mu say e wo Dr. Mensa di mu na say e wo Dr. Michael di. E na say excavator ni yaduma. Na mampanyi si dabi. They say e ba pa ni kwe DV na mbo na ba so wo bo aduma yi pa. E be say make sure say excavator be do Ghana bia no. E betima license. Ana ya say asesa importation see asesa. Say before base imported excavator and probably do Ghana. So on your prioritization free a last commission the finance ministry. Then na odi ba be we work contractor na okay me work contractor men krata me ye ni me ye kwan we nti me here excavator dey be ya adwuma na ma kwan ma import me ye mine men krata me concession wa enti me here excavator e bia me so me obi a me ton excavators men krata e chese me ton excavators ni ne atuma with excavator bia na odi ba Ghana hu dey be and then on quantity so we to introduce the excavator number. They say about fetish tracking devices. It's able to reports now. Say fetish tracking devices. So ne be here about be all the copia or the koya jumabiano. Minerals Commission for can monitor from their office.
Okay.
As to the movement of all these devices. Once say before we buy mona I excavator that tracking about 50 pe. And now I mean look at I track over 100 of them. I assigned the geofencing. Once I before because I see the AI fight illegal mining and AI no way. You say now munya AI say pella you know Nigeria but none of the kind say what me geofence small scale mining sites now because big mine and large scale for na mo dey do one na make us munya do one what be mine me the small scale for na ban say you per say geofence on mo sites and two for the coordinator of most plans now. Would you fancy a machine Simon wo yi adwuma the moment I trap the concession no pen problem about ebe ring say no or trap bia e dey man say on fa ni adwuma
yeah
we are not hwehwe ya NDC abandon to akwan mo say na ebe omon pa ya mo krata say on fa ni adwuma no omon ko trap bia omo di e wo so mo di adwuma no bi o wa machine akowura nso nu ya see dabi ya be jo fancy say na ebe ya won't be this adwuma it ebe dey me hu ni say NDC aban airborne homebody. That's also to tell you say maintain so can say NDC for be among kan. E benya NDC for 1 2 3 bia omo dey your my dream say still land party baba ya mutino. Am be say omo ye mine.
Okay.
Mama mpanyi ma making it clear say even say all refer a whole national executive of the party. And I want to draw this distinction. And then say obi abeka kire attorney general say manya report be say o party organizer and I said national vice chairman engage illegal man to investigate some Derby. Why man panya kasa say me dem ati. Enti me sign report o mo ama. I told you say mo nya hwehwe mu. E bin see bi da. Because the last time I check here, I contact mining. A home minister, sector minister to remember what to say a contact mining. Illegal mining or money beyond the concession. Minister now be cast as na ni man panya so as na say Derby da. Minister Sano Kanoboa. A contact mining, they are not engaged in any form of illegal mining. By NBC address own so the point of Anchor President, what's here? Who's not going to be at you?
Yes.
Some people can know to. You go be anti. You be another one to Kasai. But we're showing the national vice chairman. We're not regional. The national organizer said Derby, Media Mati. I used to say I am a crap. I never say investigate him. Arrest I am making prosecution. In natural say NDC are by committed. It's member 9 months for Abaso. Ayana that I'm very fit Colonel
Colonel Dominic Boa.
Dominic Boa. Papa no what is that? Won't you compromise on honestly. I know say Ayana once I task force on one. Obaya some of the officers so more. Aya normal. Omoyo ma adwin say omo de omo be kakashi. But man pani making it clear. And I Colonel Boa so making it clear say why you be so mu say akọ this kan 100,000 say akọ abana akọ jeshi bubutum anka oda quarters say we bia Topolia mampa yisi yeso mu a onwo kire be kire no semester mo minister adwuma we no temptation no na do so mate say na omo ko obi da na omo say etimi ko bie bag so fie wura ma 200 cedi note nkwa nation na senior o ni say military for ka tell dem mo ka ya na izu bia je na twa yesa ana police for bia na ochiba bia out
nti Prince so mu ho na mfoni a wutwa goyi Facebook ebusiafo braso na behwe wani so ade kobrane na ede na hihye omu I know simple
security officers some of them yes
nti ebusiafo na emrantie no na ejinejina screen so a nti akodi e wo mu ho nko ano no
yes
this is serious oh
so almost security for enti I say almost
ho na se omu ngo gare ho
one po security ni no ukobo na baso say as national security ye ni minister or interior say ni national security interior ntimi nka say okay na mo so mo nka me sign bomb baso no minister wo na we officer na ko bo bia baso as who in your capacity as who enti na me munu say omo timi pay omo yes
enti abusia sikai na prince ka wo bodi 100,000 na daw screen so just say we enti anokwa we say fresh note pa
from bank hey na mo so mu hu no ma
Yakupo momo
because no credit wa I don't account sika we pa na for 5 wako na also she say obi ani ho ah oji so a obi anti na mo commercial ko dey at least 100,000 by 55 what 20,000
na 100,000
but na yembo mo so baso because say obeji sa sika we na obe report na was actual mo aka ho bi so mo aya but we say enye caution man for but say crying national security and the guys on national security are also worse me lecture back on MCC here national security name of national security ye demolish down now almost national security for young penny e man na no to crazy mesre say we party nim popa now your national security near in fact I don't go share to say I say obi a o ya adwa get man na because wa born to say national security and na ya chew no and then go say kesi.
It's obia na mo so national security.
National security. And one of the easiest are because mostly no. Yeah, share that and by force over share atade bia e ma wo dance. National security they wait to atade bia in the name of national security. Onya ba ya wa bonti national security.
Okay, face mami.
So mo wait to match.
Okay.
See me say we make us a member 9 months for baso biom.
Okay.
Temptation there just but mo yiro mo ho no mo nkoma Ghana any foreign reserves na.
Adrian. It's a idea way. Maybe I always have a problem. Say national security nankasano should be a wake up call for them. But what they do unkomo?
Doc, Medasi, you can't issue of illegal mining. Make us say a dear Bakubia say ya nhwe anso anu asomanya ebedi enya. Asema ya kan enye sisi asem. Enti e wo say yenya their friend a concerted effort in fighting against this illegal mining. Desmond, time CSOs meeting the president in the Jubilee House. I was privileged to be there. Now, we share presentations. I free Minister of Lands and Natural Resources, so we share presentation by the commander of NIMOS, Kenel Boa. We share the presentation Dominic Ayini, Honorable with the legal framework concerning illegal miners. Make us a young one here with them hormone. Nimpa Baku Kasa ya a man me as a person an assurance say the fight against illegal mining a dear by a bit me akon a Konelboa. Because we share the commitment of the Kasa yeah. Our Sanka say NIMOS be more or less like a centralized agency bia. Ye be say obe deploy the members. The time now Kasano say about 400 men and women. Now you training on Ombeko into the forest reserves, Ombeko into our water bodies. I should say you bet me about who buying. Now we share the commitment in his eyes. Doc. Now I wanted to ask him only one question. May not quite besides our question because now the time wasn't enough. One question I wanted to ask him. They say, so these operations here, Operation Galam Stop, Operation Vanguard, you say, me were military men or me down for.
Okay.
As I'm catching them, they say, during the time of these various operations, not so ni bia per se or castle operation who be because of one thing. As I'm catching them, they say, when your chance, a forest reserve ni mu. One me peche. And I wanted to ask Colonel Boa say, Enko Ban say, 9 was for forest ni mu. This galamsey and compromise your one. Now when Minka say he has been vindicated. But it gives me hope. Say, see, a soldier for 500,000 Ghana cedis. Now, on bet me reject his canon. As I watch Galam say for nature, say the commitment of 9 was now through year. Second thing, so they say, make a debut say, if 9 more will succeed, you can see a benya more or less like a watchdog on 9 months again. That's more. Nipa that's any. Say. One thing about my son Adrian no matter how morally upright are we, Meka Saka BM say Obia price. It was a case ye base which minia 1 year or policy and principles were holding on for a long time for so many years. No, Ubejim. And I think say what 9 was for it is commendable. But my young complacent say because they rejected 100,000, they may reject 500,000. And I say, Omoko from Honomono, they must be checked. Esan say, you can check your one near bomb about some idea, which is good. Going forward, they can be compromised. Secondly, Desmond, I think say, this issue about shoot and kill at Galamsey site, but going forward, no, I'm beginning to have a change of mind. Because Desmond, yeah. Look at the advocacy by the president. Look at the advocacy by the Catholic Bishop Conference, the Islamic groups, the various CSOs, Media Coalition Against Illegal Mining. And Tigalam say for no one Tibiana.
Yeah, no more organization.
You see, it's a idea it affects your very existence as human beings. They say, I can say, auto control udia, unim say there are hard metals in them. Say, who did banching? udi fufu, I don't know, say you are consuming cyanide and mercury.
Exactly.
Ekuyeno. Omwenya kokodro say ye bon de resident crowd they will still go engage in illegal mining. And the fact is that I believe 9 months is doing well. But I think say after 3 months, after 6 months, say 9 months for betenasi. No more review of their worker. Omo who say aso omo approach no was he able to gain a lot of success for the country now. Say success in Israel, we must be able to vary our approach. And that is where that's when I believe say the shoot to kill approach should come in, but move with much more discreet. As I say, you see, people will disagree. But I say, doc, adie biara ebe threaten our existence as human being. No, idea say, oh, fight here, fight with kid gloves. I was so fighting with all the force in you. 9 months a year, dear. Abain so ya dear. Last because so be something. Tell me ma abain NDC abain between a scale of 1 to 10 with reference to advocacy and manpenyi. I'll give the president 10 over 10 because you see that's one me who be that. Sir abain be say galamsey edi enya. Ma me mfre omu nyina mo matter number one room. Ni empe solution to the problem. Not the same we mean kan. You see enya manpenyi bia make I say Nanado time, the Jubilee House was a citadel for Galamsey. Metrim, first of all, na yenya man be a Charles Bisu. No, yes, secretary to the Interministerial, Committee on Illegal Mining. And as expose a capture and say, na ono ne esha Galamsey mukina. Man penya nyene hwe. Yenya man be a friend Kwewusi. MPP Central Region Second Vice Chair. Oka say party yes kentino the then minister Emma Galamsey enkoso. That same minister Professor Frimpong Boatin at the report by Bonten say Galamsey enkoso no amanfo wa ban hu bon wiye pa manpenyi and take action. Manpenyi FR report na de shempase one acting on the report. It took a media personality in the US, Kevin Taylor, expose all these things into the public domain. Manpenyi anchi obia. You see, Desmond, when I say this, may come with passion because you see, Saoko Tano Nimre Forest Ufri me constraint I'm in Central, now Oko, I'm in West, as in Kregwa. One of the virgin forests we have in Ghana, a Tano Nimre Forest. Sabe, Chema to me, a Santini, wasani. But Onyakokodro, FR excavator, Echo Forest Reserve nim, as send a poto. To add insult to injury, no. Asem neba manpenyi na so ka kire say chema untumi anya boni bia. You see, you say se boni koso na untumi fight boni na. The least you should do is to fight against omo di boni no. But so be more or less like an accomplice in this particular Galamsey fighter. Na manpenyi na Akufo-Addo, he didn't have any confidence in fighting Galamsey. Would you compare John Dramani Mahama, His Excellency here? It clearly shows there is a political will that will fight Galamsey, and everything shows. Meaning, KB, the turbidity level of various rival bodies, back to its normal sense. It tells you, the fight against Galamsey, we've not gotten there yet.
Okay.
But the concerted effort, I believe, with a few months and few years to come, before John Mahama, His Excellency, na Galamsey, see him fighting him poor. They reduce it to the barest minimum.
I see. All right. Your time, you know, I'm say, I'm also producer a woman's our host. A cabe, I'm say, that also say 5 on the 5, you know, last subject in the team because interview be a watch here, I was a eba, and no dear, I'm saying, judges here. Womusu afnemusui ena President Mahama etu womu for say adjournment you know sometimes you know some hwene say ebi hu here needless adjournment.
Thank you.
Man some no contem na ye di congest court no so na ni man contem Prince so we potential judge wana.
Amen.
Ana.
Amen.
What in you?
Amen. Every say,
to wait 2 minutes now.
You want to protect your client's interest. A lawyer be again say, Abraham, my client, I disclosed and say, what do you want? Why Ben and first one, I delay the whole process. The lawyer know about also
skirmishes, no,
and I'm run also the way they are loophole, until there be appeal. And say, true, the appeal, sir, and appeal on no balance, so it makes sense, legal sense. Side they have to go to Supreme Court for interpretation. So, when we say, what Tima frustrated the whole process for about 1 year. And one time when say, on more diverted the public attention. Now public will lose interest in the case. That's the only way you can get your client out of, I mean, facing the full wrath of the law. And you know, maybe me say, me say comment or make no making connection ora. Because they are German say and the ones not of ways as. For the normal criminal prosecution take an average of 3 years.
Yes.
And media they ba commerce man pan say, never meeting pan.
Sir.
24 hours on patch on our Siamra. Ewa mrabe ewa Ghana say, court to me at 10 p.m. No, like we need to be serious because if you
want to course is so running 24 hours
and it is possible.
Hey, producer,
the court can run 24 hours instead of the normal 8 hours. Say, oh, the docket send the court and the 10 every day.
Yeah,
cases now when a dozen. And the other thing to me and so which one ye 20 AD. Enti obi ntimi go court and I do like 9 p.m. Abra judge no okay, we no be ban at the time we. Lawyer never ban.
Send your shadow. It's only so ban na do. It's all ba.
Send a better cases no. I saw America no one. Who say oral report by see about 280.
Yeah.
She case be 2 3 kwampa dey go court na isiko.
E court months ko.
Dey more date for date na one e doso. And I did say more on grounds of say when you win I was I did return to fractional amount.
Sir.
80 cases no dozen. 80 and court want na cases of 5 a day. Now we run 24 hours and they are most likely to sit on cases about 12 or 15. If you have most of the cases now I will delay with under 2 years or 1.5 years. Over time
okay.
By the sound of procedure we lawyers they are very intelligent. And don't forget the amount for more this waiting you have 1.6 million equal to Diane. Always after lawyer wa ben wo yes smart man ahu loophole say one man no mama judge no only option be as over ajani case.
Okay,
I'm being honestly
until you agree with President Mama.
Yes. But sometimes the judgments come on grounds of lawyers and also asem argument
on the call. Okay,
in time makers and it's me run 24
hours and kebeboa.
Let's on.
Yes, me 24 hours
me bastardize judicial system, but the mechanism we can do more to sanitize the system. Emranan kasankasa, Emma Hokwain.
Okay.
Ma omu ajania. Who can say you reduce your adjournment no? With all respect. You see, that's one meaning say Professor H. Prempe and then a committee. Say Ebenya constitutional review. Professor Mills Esther TB. Sebi Ankusiaga. But the fact is that the loophole in our constitution and our several of our acts, Act 29, Criminal Other Offences Act, loopholes, the dozen. And you see, a good lawyer is a lawyer who will see these loopholes, now we're taking advantage of them. As simple as that.
Yeah.
And you see, for over 30 years, you have this particular constitution, and you who say those loopholes are massive. What prevents us? See a better say. A constitutional review. See and review a constitution now. Lawyers would deliberately attach on these loopholes to the benefit of their clients. Secondly, judge foni biya so sebi anasa chere say some judges can be compromised with evidence. Omwan so can be. Sometimes there was some connivance between a corporate and a judge be. Now ma semna to the extent say Asemanka edi 1 year bedino. Ni a drag for almost 4 years, almost 5 years. And I believe the solution to all these numerous and sometimes needless adjournments in your constitution na yenhwe na yenye review ni ye. Say by year na all the loopholes ni close here. All these needless things that you nyina no. Me gidi say so nyina betwa.
All right. Nti ebusia ya dem komo nyina no ebesi wa ha ya me ya adomo a china say listen cha wo ba on.
Ocha me ba.
Aha nti Unia Bema apia body Naturin eba be cancer Prince be that say obai incoming judge
incoming judge
incoming judge
it's in bed din rough
All right, ebisafo mama no bibia say dwumedie no ye de besi ewa ha na yatoa ye dwumedie so with an interview me say uni abema na be cancer ewo honti enche ye ne no ebesi nkonya na fei de wode ba no so ode abana mo messages ne dem ase dodo na ba Ghana is on the is the only country that claims to have arrested the dollar by the truth, but prices are still choking Ghanaians. Na ono so dia ba wo ho nti messages in there bebre kwa nti mo fan chemi ye beje bre na e kira nyame ya adom a de nyina ye dwuma pepepepe na sese ya kan ma na bibi nso a ye fine e wo ho nti mame ndam asese mo je bre na mo ne ye tena wa Accra FM 100.5 Facebook ne so mo amode messages ba nyina ya damase nyame ya adom a e kira be hia medin Dr. Desmond Kofi Annan ya damase